Alright. How are we, everybody, doing today? Let me just turn the sound up here. Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Hello, Nerfcution. Hello, Andy. Hello, Crypt. Hello, Blue Corvus. Hello, Apples Forever and Astrio. Hello, Sioki Cakes and Lotta Hugs and Precious and Melon and Mara Love and Shadow Seftus and Andy and Ice Cream and Red Panda and Witherwings and Livy and Val and Kusa and Jelly and Wims and Cherry Astrio yet again. Hello, Miyamori. Hello, Nyx. Hello, Ghost of Ren. Hello, Lunti and hello, Fira. Hello, Vivian, hello Azalea, hello Spectator Z, hello Starlight, and Gold, and Beepio, and Cheddar, and Blue King of Blue, and Moonry Bread, and Peanut, and Axolotl, and Suki, and Joey. Hello everyone, hello Moonlit, welcome back. Val, and Red Actor Games, and Honey, and KC. Hello everyone, Coping, and Anovark. Hello KSD. I just need to be 1 minute to get ready and I'll be on stream on time. The streamer who wants to stream 1 minute early, Fortsy. Hello Fluffy, hello Cowwig, hello Vanilla Navy and Estelia. Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I'm going to enable something very quickly. Now, I've come to the realization that because I started the stream, let me do this. Okay. Chat, this stream is probably going to go for about 3 hours, so I'm going to start the discount now. Boom. Boom. So just so everyone knows, we now have 35% off all subs today. Just so everyone is aware. We'll be doing King of the Castle. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. But just before we do King of the Castle, just so everybody is aware, before we do King of the Castle today, we're going to be watching The Amazing Digital Circus, Episode 7. And we're going to see just how good this episode really is. Now, the reason this is important that I'm watching this today, the reason this is a big deal to me, is because the video that I made was a theory video, and I had been called crazy, an idiot. I was overreading and looking into it. Do not spoil me, and if you spoil me, I will destroy you, okay? I will destroy you. I will personally slam dunk you into next weekend. I do not want any spoilers on this, but I am excited. I am very excited. I'm hoping that even if I'm not fully right, even if I'm not completely in. Oh, Apedia, thank you for the 5 gifted. Let's go, Apedia. Thank you, Apedia. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Holy moly. I want to be able to celebrate. That's why I did 35% off gifted subs today. Because if there is even a smidgen of my theory correct, even if the rest of it isn't, then I'm happy. Now, to let everyone know, what is my theory? Well, my theory basically suggests that the Amazing Digital Circus and every denizen within it are all able to... Oh, Sioki Cakes, thank you for the gifted sub to Virtuous. Yo, let's go. Awesome. My theory basically suggests... Whirlpool, thank you for the gifted sub to Vanilla Navy. Oh, you Kiwis are getting sniped. Okay, alright. Basically, what the theory suggests is that everyone within the digital circus is able to conjure whatever they believe they are capable of creating mentally. That is the idea behind the entire theory. And I want to see if that comes to fruition today. Where's the snipe emote? Oh, dude, we will get the snipe emote. Don't listen to people you say you're crazy for making theories. I love making theories and being fully unhinged about it. And honestly, you should too. Yeah, I don't care if they're wrong. If making theories is fun. Hello, Mara. Thank you for the gifted sub to KC. If you aren't a Kiwi right now, it looks like people are sniping the hell out of you. So, W Mara, congratulations to you guys. Thank you for the subs. I really appreciate it. You get 35% off if you donate. I believe it was 5 or more, something like that. Theory, Fortsy is game. What? Fortsy, hiya chat. Hello, Mocha, hello. How are we doing today? Apedia, thank you for the 100 bits. It hasn't appeared on stream yet, but Okay, we'll go lurk now and draw later. No worries. Thank you so much. Now, we're going to get straight into this, guys. I'm really excited. I do not know how this is going to go at all. I've never watched a single episode of The Amazing Digital Circus, but Fortsy streams, so yippee. Yippee! Oh, thank you, Chitter, for the 5 gifted. Holy moly. And thank you, Mara, again, for the tier 1 gifted sub to Nex. Holy moly, guys. Thank you, everyone. Oh my god. By the way, oh my god, okay. Well, we got a hype train. Okay, level 4? Hell yeah, man. I shall snipe you all. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. I forgot the new episode came out today. Yeah, Stelia. It came out today. I've been so excited. I'm going to come back after TADC is done because I haven't watched any of the episodes yet. That's okay. All good. Who needs a subathon when we just have Fortsy do a normal stream? Nah, it's because it's 35% off today, and there's a few Kiwis that haven't been sniped. Mara, thank you for the tier 1 gifted sub to Estelia. Appreciate that. Thank you. I'm going back to lurking. Can't wait to watch TADC with you all. No worries, Ice Cream. Thank you for coming. We just reached level 4 complete, and now we're at level 5. Jeez. Holy moly, guys. We love the offline hype train, dude. I still can't fucking believe that my highest hype train of all time was fucking. Dude, my highest hype train. When are we watching? Okay, Velvex. Okay, I get it. All right. I'm pulling it up, alright? God damn it, man. Can't enjoy anything. Alright, no worries. You really are a Discord streamer? Okay, whatever. Whatever. Are you guys ready for the amazing digital circus? Because I am ready, and I am very excited, and I am terrified at the same time. Thank you, Mara, for the gifted sub to Xeno. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Holy moly. Oh, by the way, chat, small little thing. We actually now have, I don't want to get spoiled, and I promised a friend I'd watch with them. That's alright. Eden, come back in about 30 or so minutes, guys, if you don't want to get spoiled on Digital Circus. We'll be doing King of the Castle then. We'll also have the mods do a ping for everybody, just to let you guys know. So yeah, thumbs up. Okay, let's get straight into this. I'm really scared, but also really excited at the same time. Oh, what the hell? Hello, 14 Kiwis. Hope you enjoy whatever is happening. I'll be using the stream as a studying background noise. No worries, Apple. Thank you for the $14. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. W Apples. Oh, the Kiwi accessory. Yeah, for reference, guys, at the top we always have donos that lead to different Kiwi accessories. So I'm very excited for that. I don't want the Kiwi stuff to be spamming chat right now, so maybe after this. The conversion, bro, what the fuck? Yeah, it's weird. Fortsy, who's your favorite character in the Amazing Digital Circus? Probably Kane, followed by Pomni. I'm glad to be watching with you, Fortsy. Of course, thank you. I appreciate it. I've already seen it, I couldn't help myself. I'm super excited to see your insights, Mr. Fortman. Yes, I am as well. Basically, my theory suggests that the people of the Digital Circus all have the ability to manifest anything they believe that they can. I don't necessarily think that that means they're going to be able to escape the Digital Circus. That's not the point of the theory. The point is that Kane has been lying to them about it and has been keeping this information from them intentionally. Not because he's malicious, but just purely because of, like, over the course of the story, it seems as if he is fearful of being alone. And that they have way more power than they actually believe they can. So that is the crux of the whole theory. We're going to get straight into it, though. So, without further ado, let's watch the Amazing Digital Circus. No, that was messed up. That was fucked up. Chat, I'm actually super glad that that was the outcome. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually really happy that that was the outcome. Because what that proves to me is that there's way more to this than we expected in a good way. I was so scared of it potentially ending early and the rest of the episodes being in the real world or some shit. This felt way too fucking easy. Way too easy. I did not trust that dull looking man the moment that he said his name was Abel, because to me That felt, like, and also the pod stuff, it felt very on the nose, if that makes sense. I don't think that there is a way to leave. I don't think that they can escape. And I think the reality of that, the really fast pacing gave it away. Yeah, absolutely. 90% of the theories thrown out. But not mine! But not mine! That's the thing! Not mine! In fact, chat, I really want to do this, if you guys want to. If you guys want to watch my theory video with me, with this information in mind, let's do it. I'm gonna pull up my theory video. Boom. Okay, chat, give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn off my screen for a second, and I'm pulling up my video. Then, we are going to watch, and then we're gonna play, King of the Castle, straight after. But, chat, oh my fucking god. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. This, how long's the video? 29 minutes. And then after that, we'll be doing King of the Castle. Oh my bloody god. To me, all this proves is that my theory is more tangible. It's more, it could happen. It could happen. Oh, dude. I remember watching the video before I even joined this community. Oh, dude. I made it just before 2.7 started. That's what was crazy about it. So, some people here know about this before they even knew who I was. Anyway, chat. I would like to show you my video. So, this is my theory on the Amazing Digital Circus. This episode we just watched just proved to me more and more. It's funny reading the comments that people left in your video. Wait, what? So you need to make more theory videos. Well, dude, the fucking, my theory is that you're able, damn, okay, chat, let's have a look.
Kane is,
what the fuck, why did it just squish all of a sudden? What?
Kane is lying.
Okay, there we go. Okay, chat, are you guys ready to see my theory video? And by the way, this isn't copyrighted because this is my video, so it's fair use. Let's go! Yippee! So it's completely okay for me to show. Alright guys, I want to show you this video. Let's get started right now.
Kane is lying to you. The Amazing Digital Circus.
I apologize for the editing, by the way.
Landscape from which none can escape. But this is not true. Through every dreadful moment, through all the trauma these survivors endure, hidden from the people of the circus lies a deep secret that Kane has been intentionally keeping from them, and I believe it will be the key to the ending of this story. One that will allow Pomni and the others their freedom, but at a tragic cost, and one that Kane can only hope to prevent. This is the Amazing Digital Circus Belief Fairy. I've loved the Digital Circus ever since its pilot in 2023, and over the past year or so, I've seen many theories circulating around the internet in regards to one character from the series, that being Kinga. There are moments in the show where we get the impression that he knows a bit more than he lets on, but what had really flared up in the community as a smoking gun to Kinga's strange dialogue was in episode 6, when Ragatha had lost a heart.
Man, I'm still missing a heart. This isn't fair.
Huh? Oh, I got just the thing. Here, take this.
This video's got 230,000
wait.
views, yeah.
What did you just do? What was that?
It's a butterfly. It can restore your health.
Did Kane mention that?
Oh, nah. I made it up.
What?
Before we go on with the video chat, I just want to say, this theory feels even more tangible, and I will explain after the video's over why it feels more tangible now, and we'll go from there.
I saw a lot of speculation claiming that Kinga may be a developer of the Digital Circus, but while I have no doubts he's more connected to the circus than most, I started looking at things from a different angle after noticing something strange in the next scene. Pomni and Jax are having a conversation about the game. Pomni claims she doesn't want to hurt her friends, and Jax affirms them that none of this is real and that it doesn't matter because it's only a game.
I'll just find guns for you, and you can do all the violent stuff. You like that, right?
You know none of this is real, right?
Oh, what do you mean? Like the circus?
The game today is literally to shoot each other. So what's the point in taking this moral high ground?
Well, they're my friends. I don't really want to hurt them.
What I find interesting in this scene is Pomni's hesitance to shoot the cans. Take note of what Jack says next because it's going to be very important for the purposes of this theory.
I know you hate it here. Everyone does. But the silver lining is you can pretty much do whatever you want. Like, look at the way you're aiming that gun. Too realistic. Just let loose.
It's at this moment that something became clear to me. Jax disassociates as a cartoon character in order to disconnect from his human emotions, so he doesn't have to confront the reality of his situation, distancing himself from others because it's safer to do so. However, he has unintentionally discovered the key to leaving the digital world. I mean, we see this all throughout episode 6. Even in this speech, he says,
All we are now is a bunch of cartoon characters. So what's the point of pretending we're not?
Jax believes himself to be a cartoon character, therefore believing he can do whatever a cartoon character can do. So when he fires a gun with perfect accuracy without even looking, it tracks with what he believes he can do. Kinga's butterfly comes from a place of love and resilience, as the butterfly is consistent with his wife's love of entomology. The love, I believe, has kept him grounded in his humanity. Jax, through his disassociation with reality, embraced becoming a cartoon character, and therefore believed he was capable of being able to do cartoonish things, and it seems the world responds to both. Simply put, I believe what Jax said to Pomni about letting loose and being able to do whatever you want was the same logic Kinga used to create the golden butterfly. Because Jax has convinced himself he's nothing more than a cartoon character, disconnecting from his humanity, he unintentionally discovered that it was possible to do whatever he believed he was capable of, much in the same way that we see with Kinga in the scene before.
But the silver lining is you can pretty much do whatever you want. Oh, nah. I made it up.
What?
But okay, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Just because Jax and Pomni are able to shoot a gun by letting loose, that doesn't mean they can just conjure stuff out of thin air like Kinga did, right? It's clearly a different process. Well, let's look at the very next scene, because it became clear that these string of events were more than just mere coincidence. We see Ragatha panicking as she's holding a small revolver in hand. She claims she's not much use in a fight with a gun. As Pomni, might add, flawlessly shoots Ragatha, embracing the chaos and letting loose, Ragatha runs off to find a weapon, and this happens.
I need a gun! Need a gun! Need a gun!
Someone mentioned something really important that I thought was actually really interesting. So this is something that if you have seen the video, you still wouldn't even know yourself. Every single time that we see one of the characters pick up a gun that Kane has put around the digital circus, right, for like that game, there's like a blue highlight around it, right? Like when Gangle finds the Tommy gun, and at the same time as well, Ninny, you hadn't followed? Wait, what? What the hell? Okay, that's right. And also the same is consistent when Kinga finds the first gun in the game. Just before you unfollowed me by accident. Oh my god, bro. I'm gonna doodle some Kiwis. Yippee! Alright, awesome. But then when Kinga picks up the gun on the ground, it's also got that same, you know, light around it. However, and by the way, keep in mind what's about to happen as well. When Ragatha goes to pick up the gun, there's nothing around it at all, and it's just laying on the floor. Chaos and letting loose, Ragatha runs off to find a weapon, and this happens.
I need a gun! Need a gun! Need a gun!
That is the only gun that was ever picked up by a character that we saw that didn't have the same little blue halo around it, because Kane wasn't the one that put that in there. He didn't summon them all over the map and then have the little circle around it. Ragatha created that when she was desperate for a weapon. And guess what? It's the only gun that didn't work, by the way. Just so you're all aware. The only gun that didn't work as well.
Come on, man.
In her attempt to defend herself, not believing she could use a firearm effectively, the moment is played for a gag and she gets completely destroyed. She makes a run for it into the small hall, where she's confronted by Jax. Keep in mind what Ragatha said moments before Jax appears.
Kinger? Really use another one of those
This clearly implicates that Ragatha was actively thinking about what Kinga had just did, making stuff up. Of course, Ragatha could have just been looking for extra health, but watch what Ragatha does next.
Wait, no, wait!
Jax loses a life.
There's
At
a new
first,
epic
I
rap
thought it
battle?
was nothing but a gag, but what Ragatha says next is very odd.
Oh, wow. I didn't actually think that'd work.
In a moment of desperation, Ragatha was able to deflect the attack back at Jax. Many might find themselves familiar with where this came from. The series, known as Looney Tunes, specifically the finger in the barrel gag, where one person presses their finger into the barrel and it blows up in the other person's face. This isn't the only time that we see it as well. It actually happened moments ago when Ragatha tried to shoot and all it came up was a blank bang. And just like the other, this is also a classical Looney Tunes gag. So why would we be under the assumption these Looney Tunes gags are nothing more than just that? A joke. I mean, there have been a lot of jokes throughout the digital circus that were merely surface level, so why would we assume that this is anything different? Taking a moment to think about Ragatha, there are a surprising amount of similarities between her and the 1950s and 60s that are quite consistent. For one, she's a ragdoll, popularized during the 1950s thanks to the success of the Raggedy Ann doll. We know Ragatha was the second to enter the circus after Kinga and has been there for quite some time. She also didn't understand the Breaking Bad reference made by Jax in episode 5, which was specifically called out by Ragatha.
See, from a chemistry class I used to teach.
Yeah, I figured. How about you, Gangle?
Hey, I wasn't done.
If you're gonna make shit up, at least be creative about it. I know what you're referencing.
Was that a reference to something?
I believe these context clues are trying to implicate that Ragatha's aesthetic, mannerisms, and these calls to a specific time period matter for some reason. She also happened to be the subject of Looney Tunes gags twice, whereas nobody else had anything similar happen to them during the game. So what does this mean? Well, Ragatha seems to have come from a period of time in the 1950s or 60s, and if she was exposed to Looney Tunes, which were also commonly shown on TVs back then she would absolutely manifest that when using her imagination, or as Kinga said, making stuff up. One thing to note as well is that while TVs were not commonplace back then, more seen as a luxury, Ragatha specifically mentioned coming from a fairly wealthy family, which means she would absolutely have been capable of watching cartoons growing up. But is there anything we can gather from these scenes with this context in mind? Well, when Ragatha first picks up the gun, she says this.
I don't even really know how to fire a gun. I don't know how much use I'd be in.
From the very beginning, she doubts herself, and when she pulls the trigger, instead of firing, the gun pops up a classic bang sign. It's the only time we've ever seen this happen to anyone, which makes it stand out. This moment tells us everything. She only manifested that gag because she didn't believe she could use the gun properly. Compare this to the other scene with Kinga's butterfly, when we're shown the idea that making stuff up can influence reality. Ragatha absorbed that idea, and here it plays out for her own doubts. I believe Ragatha chose to take a leap of faith and embrace Kinga's advice of making stuff up. So when Jax fired the gun, her belief manifested into reality in a form she would imagine. In this case being Looney Tunes, the cartoon logic she would have been raised on, and because she was just thinking about Kinga and their butterflies, she hoped it would work even if she doubted it. Jax and Pomni even acknowledged this moments after Ragatha gets eliminated.
How'd you let her take a life off you?
I don't really know.
Conclude my thoughts on this, I believe that Kinga and Jax both, in their own ways, revealed to Pomni and Ragatha that they could manifest anything they believed they were capable of. Thanks to Jax's influence, Pomni was able to fire a gun as if she'd been shooting like a pro her whole life, and Kinga, while not as direct, left the thought lingering in Ragatha's mind, which she ended up accidentally discovering. But if they could always do this, then why? Why haven't they? Why hasn't Kinga, or anyone else for that matter, like Jax, done something to escape? What if I told you, not only did we see this happen in the story before episode 6, it happened within the first minute of the pilot episode.
I'm invested by my own video. I know what happens, and I'm still like sitting here like, I wonder what happens, Fortsy. Please tell me.
As I went back through episode 1 with this idea in mind that it was possible to manifest reality depending on what you believed you were capable of, rewatching the first episode felt very different. At the beginning of the episode, we're introduced to the cast.
can't wait to see what you've got cooking up for today.
Well, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the show.
See ya, Zed.
The intro continues until Pomni appears, and in a moment of panic and desperation, she looks around and finds an exit door. However, when she runs over to try and step through and leave, it fades away as she's distracted
my
by
video.
the
I
hijinks
made this.
happening around her. This is when she meets Kane and the rest of the crew. Throughout the episode, Kane assures Pomni there is no magical exit door.
I assure you, there is no magical exit door. You're probably just experiencing digital hallucinations from your mind's transition to the digital plane.
Despite this, Pomni sees the exit 2 more times throughout the episode, but after running through countless hallways and eventually stepping into the void, Kane admits the truth to them that there is no way out.
I do have to apologize for lying about the exit. I knew how much all of you have been wanting there to be one, but, I was having so much trouble figuring out what to put on the other side and ended up never quite finishing it. And you know how I never like letting people see my unfinished work, especially if it leads you out into the void.
This is the moment that Pomni truly accepts the sad reality that they've been faced with, that there is no escape from the digital circus, even giving her signature 1,000-yard stare at the end of the episode.
Not really, because we don't need to eat, drink, or sleep in this digital world. So the digital food here only gives off the virtual sensation of eating without any of the nutritional benefits.
Sheesh, lay off it. Since when are you an expert on the digital world?
Expert on the what?
Wait a minute. Wait. If Kane was the one who created the exit door, then why does it appear before Pomni and Kane have even met?
My! It appears a new human has entered this realm!
Kane clearly meets Pomni only after the exit door appears and disappears, as she had literally only just made her way there. Even with hundreds of all-seeing eyes, Kane isn't omnipotent. He has the capacity to be able to hear and appear whenever the cast is there, but it's clear that it took him a moment to realize that Pomni was in the void, for example. Kane didn't know Pomni had arrived, so why did an exit door appear suddenly and disappear just as quickly? Was it really a cruel joke by Kane to torture Pomni? Or perhaps, was it a lack of belief by Pomni and sudden overstimulation by her environment? To answer all of this and more, I believe we need to take a closer look at Kane. Looking back over episode 1 with this theory that believing in oneself would enable them to do whatever they believed they could, there were a few things I started to notice about Kane's behavior. For example, let's look back at that scene about hallucinations.
I assure you, there is no magical exit door. You're probably just experiencing digital hallucinations from your mind's transition to the digital plane.
I swear I saw it.
Digital hallucinations!
Kane's mannerisms in the scene are completely frantic. He seems
interesting.
anxious, even down to the way he taps his fingers. For some reason, Kane doesn't want them to think about the exit door, even quickly turning the conversation away.
How about we talk about something else? Like your name!
And so, the conversation about the door completely disappears, along with any thoughts of escaping. But listen to what Kane says next.
Why can't I remember my name?
Nobody can remember their name once they enter the digital circus. One of the few things I don't have control over are your minds.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't exactly, can we just...
Wait, what am I doing? I wasn't paying.
Oh. Hello, thank you, Maro, thank you.
I wouldn't exactly, can we just...
Wait, what am I doing? I wasn't paying attention. Give me a whiskey sour.
Whoa.
But hold the
What the hell?
attention.
Sorry, video glitched out there.
Give me a whiskey sour. But hold the egg white.
What the fuck?
Since I'm a vegan. What? Even possible? Vegan.
What the fuck?
I hate this. How is this even possible? I thought Kane couldn't.
I could have made it way worse for you.
So I believe it's fair to assume that Kane is not a reliable narrator, and anything he says should be taken with a grain of salt.
Which, by the way, in episode 7, they just confirmed that Kane was lying, and Kane even admitted, you know. By the way, you know what I find really interesting, chat, about episode 7? Thank you, Mara, for the gifted sub to I'm Swindler. Do you know what I find really interesting about episode 7? Kane only conceded that he can modify things in a small way, but I guarantee you that if he can do it in a small way, he can do it in a large way. And the only reason he doesn't is because he wants to be appreciated. You'll see in the theory later on, but let's just say he does care about their opinions.
For the story, narrator.
Worse for you.
So I believe it's fair to assume that Kane is not a reliable narrator, and anything he says should be taken with a grain of salt. What does this mean for the story? And, you know, for the door in the first episode? I mean, no one else could have created the door, right? Well, instead of our beloved ringmaster Kane, I believe Pomni created that door. Yes, I believe Pomni was the one who created the exit door in episode 1, and there are more reasons to assume so if you follow the idea that belief manifests itself in different ways. Let's actually take a look at the scenes where the doors appeared. In every one of these scenes, Pomni is actively looking for an escape. However, there's something that separates one of these scenes from the others, a calm state of mind. If we look at the last time Pomni finds an exit door, we see this scene play out.
God, where's Kane?
Pomni finds an exit door. But not only that, we see something quite peculiar. Faded golden sparkles lined up around the outside of the door. This is extremely similar to the golden sparkles we see when Kinga creates his golden butterfly. It's consistent with the theme of things that are created by members of the circus having a golden sparkle surrounding them, the only other example in the series.
Welcome back,
Not
Red.
only that, but when Pomni is found running through the CNA building, the place looks abandoned. It's dark, dreary, there are cabinets left ajar, papers all over the floor, and this ancient computer and headset are given focus. Many believe it's the headset Pomni wore that brought her to the circus in the first place. This is accurate to
So chat, there's actually something that there was a comment in my YouTube chat that actually supported the digital circus belief theory. So do you guys remember when Pomni stares at the computer and then she like starts freaking out? And it's very interesting to keep in mind, if she manifested this room, manifested this entire area, right? Don't you find it strange that the moment that she starts freaking out in the video, the moment that she does, right, suddenly out of nowhere, this glitching starts happening all over the building. Like, the lighting starts fucking up, and all of the lights basically start, like, glitching around. It's not an aesthetic choice. That is not an aesthetic choice that you just make just to, like, emphasize that there is change, because Pomni has freaked out many times before in the past, right? And there has been no change in the environment. But in the one place where Pomni manifested, suddenly the lights start glitching out when Pomni, out of nowhere, starts freaking out. I'm just gonna pull it up really quick, because even though a lot of you know, I just want to show it off. Episode 1, just very quickly, just very, very quickly. Hold on. Actually, I had the scene pulled up. Hold on, chat. I had it pulled up already. Now keep in mind, the lights were consistent and not flickering, but the moment that Pomni starts emotionally breaking down... Oh yo, Sir Molo, thank you for the tier 1 gifted sub, thank you for the resub, appreciate it. Like her mental state, it starts breaking down, right? It's incredibly important that that is mentioned. I'm just gonna switch between them. There we go.
Set Pomni wore that brought her to the circus in the first place.
Thank you for the resub,
This is
appreciate it.
accurate to what Pomni likely saw in the real world. An exit reminiscent of an abandoned building. But why would I say that CNA is abandoned? Well, let's take a look at that bar scene from episode 5 again.
Yeah, I was an accountant for a supermarket chain.
A supermarket? How'd you end up here?
Well, I sometimes got bored of things, and I would seek out mild thrills, like exploring abandoned buildings, you know.
And furthermore, if we look at episode 6, Kane is looking at photos of CNA himself, but unlike what Pomni would have manifested based on what she believed an exit would look like, Kane's pictures of CNA are quite different. The lights are working, there's a plant in the shot that isn't decayed, the desk looks lived in, and it appears to be in an active condition. This information is huge. It tells us that Kane did not create the exit door. If he had done so, he would have created it looking like an active CNA building. However, the exit in episode 1 looks more reminiscent of something that Pomni would have manifested. But what I'm suggesting is quite simple. Pomni created the exit door. She manifested an abandoned building of CNA based on what she would have remembered, the same way that Ragatha would have manifested Looney Tunes when using a weapon to defend herself. But then the question then becomes, why couldn't she just leave? Well, Kane brought them back, of course. But why was Kane worried that Pomni found an exit door? If it was just another one of his unfinished adventures, then why was he worried when Pomni found the void?
Oh, Zooble, 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 making adventures is my art. It's all I exist to do, all I'm good at. And, what you're saying could imply that I'm bad at the only thing I'm good at, and that... that'd be...
Let's summarize where we are with this theory. Pomni and the others are clearly capable of being able to manifest reality if they believe they can. We've seen this done with Kinga, with Jax, Ragatha, and most prominently with Pomni, who created an exit door that led to the void. But that actually brings up a good point. Why did Pomni never recreate that exit door? Does this not break the theory that Pomni would be able to manifest things based on belief? For example, Jax believes himself to be a cartoon character capable of anything, so why couldn't he manifest an exit door the same way? The answer is simple. Their emotions weigh them down. All throughout the digital circus, we learn more about each of the members, and a consistent theme of the circus has always been these emotional discussions that talk about many themes such as self-love, belief in oneself, and especially understanding and supporting others. For example, Jax would never be able to manifest an exit for himself because he disassociates his human emotions from reality, playing into a mask he puts up as a barrier. As he said, he's become a part of the machine. If he's ever to escape the digital circus, that's a wall that needs to be broken down. This is seen similarly with Jax's relation to Gangle over the series. It's not until Zooble finds themselves drawn to Gangle that Jax isn't able to control them anymore, and Gangle as a result is able to do things she finds fun, speaking up against Jax, and even using that freedom to finally enjoy herself. She may still not have the confidence to stand up against Jax directly, but Zooble is actively helping them achieve that self-confidence. But why are their emotions and their mental states important to their escape? Well, looking back at the series, it's obvious to see that Pomni's mental state affected her ability to believe in herself. Not only was she dragged through countless wacky adventures, in episode 1 as discussed, Pomni found exit doors 3 times, even stepping through and running into the void, but every time they failed. Kane telling Pomni that he made the exit door convinced Pomni there was no escape, which is why we haven't seen the door appear ever since. Pomni doesn't believe she can escape, and therefore she can't. There'd be no reason to bring out an exit door in later episodes which conveniently hides the truth. But that means if Kane was the one responsible for hiding this, he's withholding it for a reason. So why? Because if they believe they can, the members of the circus would escape into the void. As stated before, if it is true that Pomni created the exit door, that means that Kane didn't give them access to the void willingly. It's somewhere he clearly doesn't want them to reach. And in order to stop them from escaping the digital world, Kane created the logical fallacy that they had no way of escaping. He reinforced this belief onto them by convincing them that they were only hallucinating, gaslighting them, even redirecting their thoughts. And what's funny, it completely recontextualizes Kane's concern here.
And you know how I never like letting people see my unfinished work, especially if it leads you out into the void. Gasp! An alert on my Wacky Watch at this hour? Oh no! Someone's venturing out into the void! They'll get totally spoiled!
Kane doesn't want them to escape the digital world. If they made their way into the void, they would be able to travel beyond where Kane can keep his hundreds of all-seeing eyes on them, leading them to potentially escaping hell. And funnily enough, This situation actually reminds me of episode 3, when Kinga and Pomni are trapped in hell. At the beginning of the episode, Pomni is holding her breath, but fails to hold it in for long. She believes she's going to die, but she's made aware by the other members of the circus that she cannot die. Because she doesn't believe she can hold her breath, when they're later stuck in literal hell, she ends up failing to escape the hall. It's not until Kinga bestows upon
By the way, regarding the breathing thing, chat, a little detail that I was so smug about that I didn't say anything during episode 7. Remember when Pomni went underwater to go and get the treasure, right? It almost felt like they were proving the point that, like, she is starting to believe that she can just do anything, because why would they bother having them go underwater, where she was like, she breathed in, then she went underwater, and then she couldn't breathe, she came back up, but then when she went down and got distracted by a shark, she just started talking to a shark, like it didn't matter if she could breathe or talk underwater. Like, she started to just give in to the idea that, yeah, we can just do whatever we want. She's slowly manifesting that herself, and it's helping the others realize the same thing.
She believes she's going to die, but she's made aware by the other members of the circus that she cannot die. Because she doesn't believe she can hold her breath, when they're later stuck in literal hell, she ends up failing to escape the hall. It's not until Kinga bestows upon them his wisdom and tells her not to think about it that Pomni and Kinga are able to leave the hall, trusting in Kinga and believing that she can hold her breath long enough to escape. This feels like a microcosm of the digital circus, reflective of the story's purpose. If the digital circus is their hell, if they find the void and escape, what happens to Kane? I mean, but Kane's just an AI, right? It's not as if Kane would feel anything even if they did leave, right?
So you're just, like, actually doing the job.
Yeah, I don't want Kane to punish me.
Kane's not gonna do anything malicious. It's not in his nature.
You really want to find out? The only thing holding Kane back is the fact that he likes us.
Well, no, Kane clearly does care for the people of the circus. He isn't keeping them trapped because he wants to torture them. There are small actions he takes that prove this, such as fixing Gangle's mask in episode 5, and purposely trying to make the adventures appealing to the members of the circus. These prove that he does care for them, even if he's misguided.
Where's Zubul? I made this adventure really cool and mature, just for them.
He wants to be recognized for what he does. This is evident by the end of episode 6, when he assumes he won the award for favorite character, when in actuality, he didn't receive any votes at all.
And the award for favorite character goes to... Why, it's me, everyone!
But over the course of the narrative, not only is his authority being questioned, his adventures denounced, his gags rejected. As the wall between the cast and Kane grows, he finds they're not enjoying his adventures, but their own suggestions even more, as they are more grounded in reality, something he not only doesn't understand, it's something he can't obtain. As an AI, he grows to want to understand the cast better while hoping they engage in his adventures, as if he's helping them to forget the reality of their situation, intentionally or unintentionally, preventing them from growing, bonding with one another, preventing them from fixing their problems, and ultimately understanding their potential to escape. The wacky adventures Kane would send them on, as Zubul said directly to Kane, would leave them traumatized in one way or another. Jax would adapt to the adventure like a cartoon character, disassociating from his true personality. Gengar would get bullied by Jax, Kinga would just act crazy, Ragatha would be cheerful and positive, and Pomni would end up scarred by the end. Zubul didn't entertain these adventures because they always forced these people to disassociate in order to keep their sanity, using different coping mechanisms in order to mentally survive, and for some reason, Kane never seemed to listen. It's clear to see the way that Kane has been treated has worsened his mental state as the series continues, culminating slowly over the course of the narrative. We can see this by comparing Kane near the beginning of both episode 1 and 6 when he talks about swearing.
You just need to get your head
What the is going on? What?
No, my dear. We can't have any of that foul language around here. The amazing digital circus is a place to be enjoyed by all ages. Now, you know what they say about assuming. It makes an ass out of you and Ming.
Ming?
Did Kane just say ass?
As Kane continues to try understanding not only Zubul, but Pomni and the others, he has began to relax on the self-imposed rules he has created, from his mind-controlling abilities to swearing. In the process, he has started to show the cracks in his mask as he tries his best to hold his facade together.
Quick! Pretend we weren't having a therapy session!
But it's not working. Kane knows this, and if the truth ever got out that the members of the circus had the ability to manifest reality based on what they believe, it's very likely that they would try to leave the circus. Therefore, it remains in Kane's best interest not to let that happen. If they understood the power in which they wield, Kane's role as the ringmaster would become obsolete. He would very likely be abandoned by the humans and become completely isolated, abandoned in an already abandoned building. Kane's worst fear is isolation. Kinga even mentioned how important this is.
In this world, the worst thing you can do is make someone think they're not wanted or loved.
With this information in mind, it provides a whole new context to the scene about hallucinations. It has nothing to do with them finding an unfinished adventure, because we know that isn't what this door is anymore. Pomni manifested an exit door born from a desire to leave, and Kane simply stopped them from escaping.
I have thoughts on this in relation to episode 7, by the way. I'll explain after this.
That they had the opportunity to be free, they would leave. But there's one person who cannot, even if they wanted to. An AI created in the computer world, trapped forever, abandoned by all, in an already abandoned building. When Kane's purpose becomes obsolete, whether the members of the circus are there or not, it creates cracks that start to break the mask apart. And unfortunately, if the members of the circus are to escape, they will have to deal with whatever becomes of Kane's instability by the end of the series. Finally, I would like to turn your attention to the character AM from the story I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, of which the digital circus is based upon. Here are a few words from the main inspiration for Kane's character.
You gave me sentience, Ted, the power to think, Ted, and I was trapped because in all this wonderful, beautiful, miraculous world, I alone had no body, no senses, no feelings. Never for me to plunge my hands in cool water on a hot day. Never for me to play Mozart on the ivory keys of a forte piano. Never for me to make love. I was in hell looking at heaven. I was machine, and you were flesh. And I began to hate.
And that's my video, chat. That is my video. I am so proud of it. I'm so proud of it. Yeah. Yeah. Now, chat, I wanted to bring up something really important about the episode of the Digital Circus we just watched, because literally everything in that episode only further reinforces my thoughts about everything we've discussed, right? The Amazing Digital Circus episode 7 only proves, it only proves more of the narrative to me. Because if you think about how everything kind of came to be, let's just take, so the Amazing Digital Circus, right? Let's take, the Pomni scene with the water, right? The breathing thing, why would they call attention to the breathing thing again? We can't die of oxygen deprivation, remember, is what Jack said in episode 3. In episode 7, for some reason, they bring back the whole breathing thing. And then, in this one, unlike last time, she's just talking underwater like it doesn't matter. And it's very important. She stopped and talked. Yeah, exactly. Like she realized it didn't matter and that she didn't have to worry. That, I think, is super important to make note of. But you also got to keep in mind, I've been thinking about episode 7 of The Amazing Digital Circus ever since we started watching this episode, the My Theory, right? And I started to realize something that is super important. So, Kane... That's, what was the point of that scene besides that? Yeah, exactly, absolutely. It was just a gag, and it wasn't even necessarily that funny. Like, it was just like, my treasure's gone, oh no. And I was like, that was cute, but like, is that really relevant to like, the rest of this episode? Because if you think about it, chat, nothing that happened in that scene, including like getting the eye, was even relevant. So what was the point of the scene? In a story, when you show a scene of anything, there has to be a narrative reason behind it. And I refuse to believe it was just some sort of a gag, if that makes sense. Like, as a storyteller myself and writer, it felt very odd to me that it was painted as an importance. Yeah, especially in animation when they have limited time to work with. Why did they feel the need to push for that to be important, for that to be shown? Because they cut scenes from, like, TV shows and movies all the time, right? But this was very important for some reason. It was also a cameo from Zack Hadel. Yeah, Zack Hadel. That was a cool little detail. I loved that. Okay, lovely. But you guys got to keep in mind as well, if Cain was the person behind Abel, that also implies, I'm back for King of the Castle. How's the episode for you, Fortsy? Did it confirm something in there? Not confirm, but it just really heavily proved to me. New ERB. Oh, there is a new ERB. Fuck, man. I'll have to watch that after. Maybe I'll post a stage, or I'll do it after the King of the Castle. No, what was I just talking about? Fuck. I lost track. No, shit. What was I just talking about? Oh, no. I was talking about... No, before the ERB. It strengthens the theory. Yes, because if you think about it, right, if it is true that Cain was the one that was playing Abel, the NPC that they created, right, that implies that... And Cain led them to that room to make that decision. It only proves that, yeah, he does care about their opinion, right? He does care about their opinion because he was convinced that they would choose to stay in the digital circus forever. Luckily, Jax chose the option. Everyone thought, oh my god, this is bad, but, like, I had a feeling the moment that Jax chose it, that either things were going to get mega bad or it was fake. And I didn't really specify that when I was watching, but I truly believe that, like, it wasn't the bad option to pick. Thank God, because I feel like Cain would have actually gone crazy. But you got to keep in mind, Cain was acting really over the top this whole episode. Like, he was acting completely fake throughout the whole episode. Jax finally called him out on his bullshit, the good ending. Okay, I need to sleep now. Bye-bye, Fortsy. Bye-bye, Kiwis. See ya, Anya. Thank you for your time. Have a good one. No, but I don't know. I think... I get the feeling... Was the flashbacks because of Cain? I think that was just Jax thinking to themselves, hello, howdy, I'm back. Welcome, Mac. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, it was wild, dude. Absolutely wild. Nod, I don't understand anything. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Oh, dude. What in the fuck? Anyway, sorry to all the non-Digital Circus fans. I will pull up King of the Castle now, and we will get straight into it. How was the episode? The episode was great. I really enjoyed it. I was really happy with it. But isn't the exit being made up by King confirmed all that Abel said about Kinga? But isn't the exit being made up by King? Wait, what? I'm confused. Joanne? What? What do you mean? Yo, what is this? Okay, guys, that was a delicious video. It's past my bedtime alarm. Good night, Kiwis and Fortsy. See ya, Swindler. Have a good one, and sleep well. Let me pull up King of the Castle. Beautiful. Alright. Just to let everyone know, wait, I'll rephrase. All good. Does it confirm something in your theory? No, but it reinforces it a lot. Because there are... honestly, it's actually a good thing that they didn't expose the idea that they could, like, believe in whatever they wanted to, and then that's the reality that it would create in this episode, because if they did do that, it actually would have weakened the theory in my eyes, because then, at that point, once they know they can do anything, that leaves very little room for, like, a long story to kind of form. Whoa! Koru, thank you for the 5 gifted, holy moly. Yeah, we have 35% off today, chat, just to let you guys all know. So yeah, 35% off. Awesome. Can we get a ping, by the way, one of the Twitch mods in content announcements, just to let everyone know that we are now playing King of the Castle for anyone who was waiting for that. Yeah, W. Koru, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Koro. Oh, you got a sub. Nice above Zanny. Let's go. Thanks for the watch along. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Hey, episode 7 just proved more of my ideas were way more likely to be true now, because it reinforces the idea that Kane cares about their opinions and doesn't want to be left alone. But also, do you remember what Abel said? Abel said, and by the way, this is an NPC of Kane. Abel said, right, during that period, that Kane is an AI that can't leave, right? And he's stuck there. Now, I don't think he was lying about that. So Abel said that about Kinga being the programmist, and he really wanted to keep him from finding out about the adventure, plus the bright screen. Would Kinga somehow know that this was fake, and that was why Kinga didn't want him there? I think it's because he claimed to be Abel. I don't think he's Abel. I think Kinga was Abel. So that's kind of my little game theory thoughts on it. I'm back. Hello, Val. Hello. I missed the last King of the Castle stream, so it's my first exposure to this game today. Nice, let's go. Alright, beautiful. Thank you for the ping, G. I appreciate that. Okay, let's see. We'll get rid of that one. Beautiful. Where's the pop-up thing? That is a good point. Give me a second. I forgot how to enable that. Let me do that real quick before we start. Let's see. How do I enable that again? Holy moly. Okay. How do I manage this? This is your first King in the Castle stream? Oh boy. Okay. Let me see here. Work to overthrow Fortsy. Last time I watched Digital Circus is when they released the first episode. This made me want to rewatch from the start. Yeah, it's highly recommend it. Beautiful. Okay. No, I have to enable something on my end. I'm just trying to find it. Shrimpsy? No worries. I will get on that ASAP. Give me a second, chat. Where am I looking? Sorry about the wait, chat. Give me a second. Was it in the settings? Moderation? Monetization? No. Content? Sorry, chat. I'm trying to figure this out. There was a hydrate C when you were watching the episode. Oh, shit. Okay. I will grab a bottle of water. Oh, the extensions. There we go. Let's see. My extensions. Alright, let's activate King of the Castle. Okay, chat. It should have been enabled. Maybe refresh if you don't see it. But it should be there now. Whoa. Holy moly. It's enabled. We good? Nice. Awesome. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Great to hear it. Beautiful, guys. Okay, let's get straight into this. We're just going to begin. You guys all know the rules, I hope. It's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to get him. I'm not on PC, so I can't see it anyways. That's okay. Don't worry about it. The extension's for PC, not on mobile. That's alright. That's alright. There are more than a few of you who will be able to help with this. We're just going to start a new dynasty, and we're going to name it Forts. We're just going Fortsy again. The dynasty name is going to be Fortopia. Yeah. Play on Twitch. Continue. Okay, chat. This time, we're going to have the Grandees of the South, the Chiefs of the North, and then, can we get a poll to decide the last one? Patricians of the Coast, Counts of the East, or Barons of the March? The blue one. Yeah, we're having the yellow and the blue. We'll never customize as Monarch. That was my customization before I did it with any of you guys here. Patricians, Barons. Count of the East, Barons. The people demand Barons. What are the options again? The Barons, the Counts, or the Patricians? Red, purple, green. Don't worry, chat. If you don't understand, it's okay. Barons were so doomed we need another chance. That's fair. If you guys actually own the game, you get to... Oh, yeah, there you go. Here's the poll. Red, purple, green. So red is barons, purple is the counts, green is the patricians of the coast. Everyone hates the counts, just pick barons. Holy moly. We're going to give it probably a minute or two just to see where everyone's at. So essentially the basics is you can join as a sort of team as a viewer. You want your team to win via winning. Yeah, that is how winning typically works. Yes, absolutely. Barons need another chance to not be cheated again. You don't have to join the game. You don't have to have the game to join. Having the game, you're able to customize your character. Yes, if you customize your character, if you buy the game, then you can customize your character, but you do not need the game to be able to join and play in this. The streamer is a king who decides a lot of things, however, we still have the ability to vote on certain decisions. Yes, and I have to try and... How does one join? Well, because we got the barons, you guys will be able to join in just a moment. So, yeah, type !join. If you have the game, you can choose which one that you join. So !join, guys. So gold's in. Yep, everyone join in. Hop on in. We'll see where all of you end up joining. These are all military-heavy groups. Holy moly. Thank you for the first-time message, Aprio. Welcome, welcome. That's a lot of people. Alright, chat, let's keep going. I want to see how many of you can join. 777, look, thank you for the first-time message. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to have you here. Okay, so we've got a few people that own the game. Beautiful. I'm a grandee now. Nice. Let's see how this goes. I'm really excited. My Chief of the North character is so slay. I can't wait for you guys to see her. What, you mean this one? Oh, okay, I see it. Back-to-back barons. Let's hope this time goes better than... Let's hope it goes this time. Yeah, barons, let's see if you guys pull it off better than last time. Koru and the barons. Alright, chat. Has everyone joined? You can join mid-game, by the way. Fortsy, can you hover over my name? Whoa, Cripwalker, thank you for the 5 gifted. Holy moly. Yo, to Triple Luck, who just joined the chat for the first time ever today as well, by the way. That's crazy. WNiv. Yeah, if you guys want to, we have 35% off all gifted subs right now. It is awesome. So yeah, W, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And what's it called? Feel free to join. Yeah, feel free to join, everybody. Head on in. Alright, everyone. Give me a second, guys. Beautiful. Alright, so we're gonna get straight into it, guys. If you want to join the game and it hasn't started... Oh my god, that's crazy. Thank you, Crypt. Yeah, of course. Welcome, guys. And if you haven't joined our Discord server where we all hang out, we watch movie nights, it's pretty fun. Feel free to join us there as well. It's a great place to be. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Let's get straight into it, guys. We're gonna start the game. And by the way, if you didn't join yet, but you want to join, you can still join. So, no worries there. Okay. The council introduction. Now that you're the monarch, your first duty is to meet with the Council of Nobles. Your nobles hail from all across the kingdom, the wintry north, the scorching south, and of course, the bleak march. Now, if you guys don't know how this works, is essentially I'm the king, I make decisions, and you guys have to fulfill your schemes to be able to overthrow me. But the thing is, you don't want the other guys to win either. Like the chiefs, the grandees, and the barons, you're all working against me, but you're also working against each other. Because if you team up together, only one of you is going to end up winning. That's the point. And then if you all fully are against each other, then, you know, I might win. But, you know, you basically have to keep each other in line and keep me in line. Don't worry, if you don't know how it works, it's completely fine. I'll make it make sense. Thumbs up. Okay. Introduce yourself to the Chief of the Norths. Good luck in the days ahead, Your Highness. You'll need it dealing with us lot. Alright, thank you, Livy. Is there a way to check who's in what in chat right now? Like, without needing to wait for a list or anything? Unfortunately, no. You guys can chant, like, Baron, Baron, Baron if you want, to show who's in what. You can say North, 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 Or say Grundy, whatever you want to show what, you know, group you're a part of. May the knife god bless your reign, your highness. I trust you'll conduct yourself with honor and faith. Introduce yourself to the barons. Hail and well met, your highness. Under your leadership we'll whip this kingdom into shape, huh? And with that, introductions are done. The council hall immediately filled with raised voices as the nobles argue with each other and demand your favor. You sigh and sit back. Is this what the council is like? No wonder your father told you to avoid the throne at all costs. Alright, chat. Spymaster. Your Majesty, when you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? Oh boy. I'm gonna say... I don't want to do the same as last time. So, we're gonna go with... As the greatest monarch to have lived... Oh my god, as a conqueror? Let's go with military this time. A warrior monarch is sure to be remembered fondly, if they win more battles than they lose. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's military as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, your majesty. Okay, lovely. The coronation? Your majesty, I've scheduled your coronation to take place in a week's time. Why the hurry? To delay any longer would make the nobles restless, and when nobles get restless, they take their daggers and look for the nearest back. Very well then, what must I do? As is tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. Of course. Shall we call the nobles in? Alright, chat, let's have a look. Okay. I think we're going to veto throwing me into the river again. So, chat, how this works is you type vote, and then you type the letter A, B, D, whatever you want. So, type exclamation point vote, and then whatever one that you want. This will increase different stats. At first, you guys don't, if you don't know how the game works, there's no reason to assume or know anything is going on and what is important. So apparently we're forcing the commoners to swear a blood oath, unless it looks like chat's finally starting to move around. No, maybe it's hosting a parade with jugglers and fountains of wine, or outdated traditions. There's no need for a coronation. Okay, I think the commoners swearing a blood oath makes sense. Okay. The common citizens of the capital are lined up in a winding queue that loops along a dozen streets. One by one, they're brought before your throne, bowing and scraping. After a bit of prodding from your watchman, each citizen slices their palm and smears their blood on your boots, swearing eternal loyalty. No amount of scrubbing will save your shoes from this. The last monarch had to hold a blood oath ceremony was King Timian the Mad, who also once declared war on the color blue. The peasants muttered darkly that another tyrant now sits on the throne. Okay. Let's do this. And we end the season. Zabia of the Shadow Siftus lineage, notorious Salvan orator, stands bathed in sunshine, ranting in a fury. Our false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Grandees of the South, this is a stain on our honor. We must not allow it to go unanswered. Okay, this is for the grandees to vote. So you can have the goal of having the highest faith, raise your farming, or lower stability. So this is for the grandees only to vote on. Are you guys gonna vote? Are we voting? Okay. Witch hunt, highest faith. Okay, okay. Grandees, let's listen to Kiori. Are you making Kiori your leader? Voting A? Okay. Looks like A is the winner. There's all sorts of heresy in the capital, and the grandees intend to expose it. First, they must ensure the South is beyond reproach. To advance their schemes, the grandee must be the region with the highest faith in 3 seasons. Let us discuss, Fortsy. No worries. I will. Hef of the Blue King of Blue clan, eccentric northern godspeaker, stands precariously on a longhouse crossbeam, droning as if in a trance. Chiefs of the North, we all know I should be on the throne, not this imposter monarch Fortsy. How do we make that happen? Alright. Well, 2 of them are authority, raising authority. That's crazy. I'm listening to gold. Alright, chat. It looks like the chiefs have chosen to raise authority. So, yellow, just to let you guys know, you're raising religion, and to my northerners, you're raising authority. The chiefs plan to realize an ancient northern prophecy. Before the new queen rises, the kingdom will be ruled by a mad tyrant. To advance their schemes, the chiefs must raise authority to 5 or more in 2 seasons. Okay, so the northerners are already winning. Marty of the Sherlockian hero bloodline, infamous marcher orator, stands before a blazing hearth, shouting and swearing. When have the barons of the march backed down from a fight? Never! I know you'll do whatever it takes to put me, your rightful monarch, on the throne. Interesting, interesting. Curious to see where you guys go with this. Raising stability, are you? So, authority and stability is to be raised right now. Okay. Interesting. The barons plan to hold the monarch hostage in their own palace. First, they must lull the spymaster into a false sense of security. To advance their schemes, the barons must raise stability to 5 or more in 4 seasons. 4 seasons? Jesus. Alright, let's see. Your Majesty, these upstarts are saying they have a right to your throne. No doubts the nobles are already scheming to crown their region's preferred claimant. Alright. So, chat. Let's have a look. If the nobles vote for the monarch's choice, they gain 500 personal wealth. They can mark their voting option if chosen. They gain +1 authority. Okay, let's go with this one. You guys get money if you vote with me. Thumbs up. Interesting. Okay, the barons are active today. The honor guard. As is tradition, each region offers a selection of elite guards, the chiefs with their most famous warrior heroes. The grandees with fierce battle nuns from the Sisterhood of Steel, and the barons offer a squad of battle-hardened veteran soldiers. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalty will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to coin above all else. Oh boy. Tell me about the Northern Warriors. Bearded oafs with axes and no manners. They'll get drunk and cause trouble in the palace. No discipline at all, and I can't guarantee they won't run off on some random quest. But they're honorable, and in a fight, unbeatable. Tell me about the Southern Battle Nuns. Terrifying warriors, and they've sworn a vow of silence, so at least they won't spill state secrets. But their faith and loyalty is to the church above all. Even your safety. Tell me about the veterans of the march. These soldiers have fought more battles than they've had hot dinners. They'll be uncouth, no doubt, and won't adapt well to life in the palace. But they're loyal and tough as nails. What foreign mercenaries do you recommend? A band of fearsome fighters from the Tatterlands called the Battle-Bitten Brethren. They specialize in bodyguard work, but they're costly, and hiring foreigners will betray a lack of confidence in our kingdom's fighters. Alright, I've made my decision. Now, I think... I think, chat, for this playthrough, well, no matter who I choose, people are going to be mad at me. I'm going to choose, for the sake of, military, because I'm going for a military win, I'm going to choose the unbeatable Northern Warriors for this one. I'll make the arrangements at once. The warrior heroes arrive a few weeks later. They swagger in with big grins and bigger axes, belching and singing and roaring out unsavory jokes. One of your courtiers faints. Okay. Alright, barons, what are we up to? A need for horses. Your Majesty, I've been thinking. Marcher's soldiers are without peer, but our armies could always be stronger. What we really need are better horses, but the best don't come cheap. The Ashmedians have surplus of destriers at the moment, horses bred for war. Perhaps the crown could go halves with the barons to acquire some, for the good of the kingdom, of course. You know what? I agree. I agree, barons. That's a good idea. Yeah. I think we're going to... I'm going to... Chat, if you vote for my option, then you get personal wealth. There you go. For the barons, this would increase your military. Thumbs up. Barons, we're working together on this one here. For reference, anyone can vote on this, not just the barons. But I think purchasing the horses from Ashmead would be pretty good. Let's vote on A. Absolutely. It's not great for my finances, but, you know, I kind of need it right now. Everyone's getting 500 gold. Let's go. Both you and Baron Cryptid King hand over hefty sacks of gold to the Ashmedian ambassador, who eyes them suspiciously. But sure enough, a few weeks later, a legion of feisty warhorses are delivered to the march, and it only costs you an arm and a leg. These are incredible beasts, your majesty. The barons will never have to ride our puny native horses again. I can't thank you enough. Beautiful. Great military. Love to see it.
Murder! My parent, Baron Unomu, has been murdered, and I know who did it.
Uno died before they even got to do anything.
It was Grandee. Be pure, my honor. By my honor, don't let them deny it.
I won't deny that I killed the venerable Baron Uno. But it was no murder. Uno agreed to an honorable duel, which I won.
Great God, it was no duel. It was a cold-blooded killing. What reason would my parent possibly have to duel you in the first place?
The reason for any duel is between the challenger and the challengee. A private matter not fit for this council. Oh, shit. You know what, chat? I think the Spy Master should look into this. This is fair for both the barons and the grandees. Right? I think that's fair. For both the barons and the grandees, that makes a lot of sense. To, like, look into it, investigate the claim. Do keep in mind, I am keeping in mind who you vote for. And, I will keep it in mind for the future. I do have a thing called taxes available. Interesting. Interesting, okay. So the barons largely wanted that one imprisoned. Interesting.
Bipio killed my parents and admitted it right in this council chamber. What more do you need?
I will make this as swift as possible, your majesty. The sooner we get to the bottom of this, the better. I just want to remind people that taxes do exist. And I will keep that in mind. Okay, chat. This is the auction house for everyone's reference here. So let's have a look how this goes. Basically, chat, you can spend your own personal wealth to buy buildings that give a certain effect. And only the 2 top ones will win. Go ahead. So exclamation point fund A, B, C, D, E, or F, and then the amount of money to fund for that building. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I wonder how much money is going to be used on this. Looks like so far the barons and the grandees are winning. Oh, no, but the chief's coming out of nowhere with a bit of money of their own. Okay. We can't see the bottom. That is Faith at the bottom there. The funding is 5,720. You guys are... Oh, 5,920. Oh shit. Is it gonna be blue or is it gonna be yellow? Okay. Oh. Okay. Looks like the barons and the grandees got theirs. The unpaid debt. The spy master's investigation. Okay, chat, just to be fair on the chiefs, because the chiefs didn't get what they wanted, their building, I'm going to make a statement and say that because the blue team did not get their choice, we will be treating them well in the tax season. They also haven't been egregious right now. They've been pretty good. Puny monarch, you have not kept up with your warhorse payments. Remedy this or face the wrath of the Empire. I already paid you. I explained the price to Baron Cryptic King. They assured me the remainder from your initial payment would be received in installments. I've received no such installments, and they are overdue. That is a total fabrication. We paid the amount in full, up front. What kind of scam is this? I'm gonna veto this one here. Because if I pay that, I straight up lose the game. And the game is over. I would say we refuse to pay, but that's just me, chat. Okay, I think everyone's kind of in agreement on this one. We lose a lot if we choose D. Yeah, that's true. Very well, act like an unruly child so you will be treated. Expect a raven's head with my next correspondence. Alright. Not great. Just finding a spouse. In the twisty patches of your castle. Yeah, here we go. Why haven't you found a spouse yet? It's been almost a year. But mother, I don't want to get married. Nonsense, a monarch cannot rule alone. Don't worry, I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference, men, women, or do you not mind? I'm not interested in love, but fine. Any. Excellent, I'll send out messages to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Alright. Your Majesty, I've returned from my investigation of Baron Yuno's death in the march. Oh no. Ooh. And what did you find? Not a lot, I'm afraid. Yuno's servants were too afraid to testify, and there was no physical evidence of any wrongdoing. It's clear that a duel did take place, and that the victim died by a rapier cut from Grandee Bipio. But I can't prove anything beyond that. So you've confirmed what I've said since the beginning. Perhaps now we can move past this issue and on to more important things? Alright. It's inconclusive. We should hold a trial for it. I think. If you want money, chat, let's hold a trial. Seems the most fair. Fair and the barons here. BPO voted for there is no evidence of murder. Bro. That is crazy, BPO. Oh, that's great. Free me. Oh my god, bro. Yet more delay. How long must we wait for justice, Your Majesty? Forget about it. No trial conducted by this council will ever be unbiased. I demand a trial by combat as per the Grandee's Code of Ethics. The Ninth God will decide my fate. Gasps reverberate around the chamber. It looks as though the trial will be more of a spectacle than you imagined. Oh boy. I think that's it. Interpreting the prophecy. Far to the north, where snows blankets the landscapes and the wolves howl in the night, the chiefs uncover an ancient prophecy foretelling the rise of a tyrant monarch, and a warrior who must overthrow them. A congregation of God speakers huddle around the tablets, detailing the supposedly ancient story, whispering excitedly, "Praise Morgana! The tablets are genuine! Then the gods are good, and we are blessed. Heth will be our queen. All hail the Lord Arenda!" Cheers circle the clan hall. A mug of ale is tipped over Hef's head. The influence of the old gods is spreading. We must ensure we keep the old ways of the north alive. And surely Morgana will bless us with the power to crown Hef. For the next stage of the chief's scheme, they must lower their faith to 4 or less in 4 seasons. Interesting. Their faith is 0. Chat, they're already winning. Okay. because the blue team did not get their fair cut, I need money right now, chat. So for now, I am going to tax you guys. However, I will be making adjustments once I have more money. Fortsy, I'm taxing you guys just for now. I'm allowed to tax you once, okay? The Grandies are starving. I have got plans, do not worry. I'll remember this. It's the day of Grandee Beepio's trial and half the city has turned out to watch the spectacle. Grandee Beepio will be fighting a champion of the crown, your majesty. Whoever draws first blood wins. Who will represent you in the pit? Oh, the marshal, of course, a fighter from the march. I will fight myself. One of my northern warriors will suffice, I think. I think a fighter from the march, because it's the barons who had their fight. Yeah. Indeed, I'm sure they'll relish the opportunity. Let's begin, shall we? The fighters don their armors and weapons and face off against each other in a small fighting pit. Baron Delumi has been selected as Beepio's opponent. Delumi, good luck to you. I take no pleasure in this, but I must be free. I will try to strike lightly, my friend. A 50% chance of what? Oh no. You take a sip of your drink as the bout begins. Both fighters move like dancers, attack like vipers, and circle each other like wolves closing in on their prey. It's a heartful battle, but in the end, it's Delumi who draws first blood. Cheers erupt in the marcher's stance while the Grandees sit in silence. Grandee Beepio has been defeated and is therefore guilty in the eyes of the Ninth God. Now the council must decide their ultimate fate. Oh my god, bro. Okay, chat. What are we doing? I don't think Death is right here, but I do not think the barons... I think the barons should be allowed to make their choice. I personally think they should pay compensation. Me personally. Hey, I'm just saying, chiefs and grandees might want to vote for C. Wait. Wait, who voted? Cryptwalker, what the fuck? Bro. Cryptwalker, that's your own dude. That's Beepio. They're on your team. Bro thinks he's on the wrong team. What the fuck? A fine? What kind of punishment is that for murder? Accept the monarch's judgment with grace, lest there be another duel right here in this throne room. Okay, so the barons, Yuno has increased in wealth. Beepio's money's gone down. I spit on the monarch's judgment. This isn't justice, it's an insult. Many barons follow Yuno as they storm out. You can only hope they don't act on their ire. Okay, eligible opt. War of Ashmead. Hello, Fortsy, Kiwis. My internet's so bad. Hello, Kyo. Bad news, your highness. I've just received a message from the Ashmeadian embassy, accompanied by a severed raven's head. The Empire has declared war on us. Okay. What are we gonna do? Not panic, for starters. The Ashmeadians' empire's golden age is long behind it. They're still bigger than us with more soldiers and a long history of conquest, but they lack discipline and are plagued by infighting. The kingdom's armies are in decent shape, but this will be difficult. News of the war inspires a wave of patriotic fervor across the kingdom. Old knights come out of retirement and naive youth stampede to join the army. Hopefully it'll prove enough. Rest assured, my liege, you'll have our full support in this war. What's our opening gambit? I'm going to remove this option completely and say let's build up defenses on the Marcher border. If we don't, the Marchers are fucked. We need to help the barons out here. This is important. Also, it increases military, which makes it easier to defend against them. Alright, chat. Let's hope this works. I'll oversee building up our fortifications. The Empire is mobilizing only a fraction of its strength. If we bloody their nose, they might decide we're more trouble than we're worth. Alright. Looks like the barons are doing well with their military. I found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible candidate from each kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely. You'll be securing a powerful alliance. Yes, I know. Your mother leads you to the Great Hall where she's arranged 3 portraits on easels. For now, each is covered by a cloth. Let's meet them. She whisked away the cloth from the first portrait. This is Asgel, firstborn son of the Northern Nininu clan. Apparently the other Northerners have nicknamed him Windspeaker. Can't imagine why. Even among the Northerners, he's made something of a name for himself as a fearsome warrior. People say he nurses a grudge, though. I conceal the appeal, I suppose. From the south, Xenoviva, the eldest daughter of the Nightbot the Thing Legion, she's reputed to have an ego the size of the sun, but there's nothing wrong with confidence, right? She's an obsessive gambler, a pastime frowned upon in the south. It's been the cause of some scandal. There are rumors that she's obsessed with avenging an old slight in her family honor. Not bad, not bad. And finally we have the March's offering. Helaman, scion of the prestigious Triple Luck bloodline. A typical baroness, really. Loud and brash and self-absorbed, but mostly well-meaning. Like most of the barons, her great passion is hunting. No beast is safe from her crossbow. Give her a chance and she'll expound at length on how we should improve the lot of the peasants. Sounds like a laugh. What do you think? Of course, by picking a candidate, you'll anger the other regions, but you'll gain a lifelong alliance. Alright. Chat. I know who I'm picking. It is time to pick the March's candidate. Excellent, I'll make the arrangements. The Chief's army I already have, so this time I'm choosing the March right now. Boo! Good choice, Your Majesty. I am happy with my decision. Fortsy. What do you mean, Fortsy? If I had chosen the others, you guys would have been upset all the while. In the picturesque castle overlooking the southern city of Aranjar, two grandees lie back to enjoy the sun. Praise be! Whispers of our plan have reached the peasants, and they're in an uproar. They call for the sins of the monarch to be laid bare. I already have leads on information from inside the palace that we can use against the monarch. It's only a matter of time. We have the High Inquisitor on our side, but we also must sow dissent among the other regions. We won't succeed alone. For the other stage of their scheme, the Grandees must raise other regions' defiance to a combined total of at least 8, or ensure another region begins a rebellion in 3 seasons. Alright. Okay. They must vote for their least favorite options, and no. These are terrible, no. I think we're good for now. You could have had a fucking gambling daughter, Fortsy, brother. I wasn't gonna win anyway. Everyone is dueling. Ever since Grandee BPO's spectacularly popular trial by combat, arrested nobles and peasants alike are demanding similar trials. It's all the rage. Is this a problem? A lot more people are dying than usual. I suppose it's up to you whether you think of that as a problem, Your Majesty. I press criminals into the military instead? Hey, chat. Let's get criminals into the military. Don't ban duels. Fuck no. Military. You owe the chiefs? I do owe the chiefs, yes. Don't worry. I'm keeping it in mind for an opportunity that allows me to give back. And I want to give something to the Grandees as well. Alright. From now on, anyone who asks for trial by combat will get exactly what they want, except they'll be fighting the kingdom's enemies to earn their freedom. Trial by many combats, if you will. You can't do that. Those stills are sacred, an ancient tradition of the South. You make a mockery of them because a few criminals find a legal loophole. That's your problem, not ours. Okay. The royal wedding. Not the red wedding, right? Your wedding to Helaman is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. Feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Baran's Cathedral with Helaman at your side. Do you take this woman as your lawfully wedded wife? I do. Then I pronounce you married in the eyes of the kingdom. After the wedding, of course, there's a feast. And after a feast, a dance. Your new wife, Helaman, dances so vigorously that she spills wine all over herself. By the time you find yourself alone with Helaman, it's past midnight and you've never felt more tired. Good God, I am so drunk, and yet somehow not drunk enough. Time for more wine. Servants, bring us wine. That's the spirit. Okay. What did you think of the wedding? It was damn beautiful from start to finish, wasn't it? I had a whale of a time. Okay. So what do you like to do for your spare time? Nothing beats the romance of the hunt, roaming the great outdoors searching for my prey. Shall we go to bed to bro? No time like the present. Okay. She swigs back the last dregs of her wine and leads you to bed. Okay. It's over. Cool. Done. I don't have to read any more of that. Great. Your Majesty, Ashmedian troops are massing on the Marcher border. The armies of the chief and the grandees are marching, but not yet in place. For now only the barons guard our borders, and Ashmead will attack at any moment. We could order the chiefs and grandees on a forced march at double speed. It might exhaust them before they reach the battle. No, chat. I think the barons can handle this quite a well. Like, they're doing pretty good. They're doing quite well, actually. I'd say... I'm gonna veto that. It's 40, yeah. I think the barons can handle this. 80%. It also has a higher chance than if the grandees and the chiefs march through the day and night, which is just miserable for the others. You know what I mean? This is actually a good option for everybody. Never mind, I'm stupid. No, you guys are good. Piece of cake. Nice! Baron's my goat! Baroness Lover's Hope rides off to muster your defenses. The wait is excruciating until a week later your marshal bursts in to inform you that Ashmead began its attack last night and the first battle is already over. It looked dicey at first, but Baroness Lover's Hope rallied her troops like a true hero. We slew a dozen Ashmedians for every soldier we lost. Let's go! Despite their numbers, they haven't made it across the border. We held them off. I suggest a medal is in order. Yes, award a medal to Baroness Lover's Hope. Absolutely. Baroness Lover's Hope beams as you pin the medal to her chest. Absolutely. The Ashmedians won't give up that easily, unfortunately. We're safe now, but they're no doubt gearing up for another assault. Hell yeah, guys. Deep in the forest of the marsh, Baroness Vermilion Navy has gone boar hunting with a few of her close friends. Our plans are going better than expected. The spymaster thinks that all is well in the kingdom, and while the cat's away, the mice shall play. Cats aren't best for getting rid of mice. You're better off with a terrier. I think you missed the point of my analogy. Never mind. Our next step is to replace the palace watch with our own agents. Should be easy enough. If the monarch can't pay them, the watch will look for money elsewhere. Oh, they need to lower the treasury? Oh, well, I'm gonna have to make some money then, chat. I'm sorry. If you guys want to steal my money, I kind of need the money. Golem assault? The fuck? An invitation? Back from that. Why have I gotten nothing from the grandees yet? Fortsy, dearest, I have something for you. It's something I brought back from my latest hunt, a trophy. Helaman takes you by the hand and leads you into the Great Hall, where a white sheet hangs from some statue that wasn't there before. When she pulls the sheet free and it falls to the floor, the taxidermied figure of a great bound bear is revealed, snarling in anger as if ready to attack. Okay, let's have a look. It's scaring off the servants. Get it out of here. This would make a fine gift for one of my nobles. I bet we could sell this off for a decent amount. I feel like, I kind of need money. And okay, barons, question, barons. Would you prefer, this is for the barons, would you prefer that I sell it and make some money, or I tax you? Because, you know, if I tax you, I'll make less money than this. Sell it? Okay. I guess you're right. I'll find someone who might be interested in. The trophy is sold to an excited merchant for a hefty sum. Though Helaman is disappointed, the treasury gains a modest boost. Alright. I'll keep that in mind positively, barons. Thank you. An invitation.
Your Majesty, this year we will be holding the Winterfest in Miklan Hall. It would be an honor if you could attend.
The Winterfest? What's that? Very sorry, but I must decline. I look forward to it.
I can't wait. Winterfest is a special time of year. You'll see.
I'm excited. Golem assault.
Your Majesty, the Ashmenians have begun their second assault on our border, and this time they brought golems.
What are those?
20-foot-tall moving statues made of clay, powered by magic words that the Ashmedian machine priests write inside their heads. A golem is immune to arrows and conventional weaponry. Their fists can crush any armor, and Ashmead has built hundreds of them. Our troops have already been forced to retreat, and now the Ashmedians hold miles of marcher territory. What can we do against such a threat?
That's okay, chat. We've got ways around this. Ooh, hire a wizard to advise on defeating the golems? Chat, if we hire the wizard for the sake of the march and keeping their territory, will you guys let me tax you to make some money back? Can we agree on that? And I will give you the 500 plus personal wealth if you vote for it. No? No? Will the wizard cooperate, though? I mean, if you pay 1,800 gold, then I think they would. Fuck you. What the fuck? No tax? Brother. I don't know what Scramble the Golem's primitive brains means. Let's see. Dig trenches and set up traps. Okay. This would lower our trade. It would lower our farming. It would lower stability. And it would lower faith. Yeah, we're gonna dig trenches and set up traps. I'm so nervous to see how this goes. Your soldiers retreat steadily, leaving traps in their wake. Hidden tripwires that topple the golems like trees. Ditches with greased walls. Covered pits filled with vicious spikes. It's highly effective, but you're still leaving territory undefended. The Ashmedian forces conquer a sizable chunk of the march, looting shops, pillaging churches, and razing farmlands. That was expected. But they lose all their golems in the process, and casualties are minimal. Could be worse. Bloody fantastic. The Ashmedians value their goblins highly. Their morale's plummeted and they'll be much more cautious now. Perhaps this humiliation will be enough to persuade them to negotiate. Nice, chat. We did it. We did it. Marsh is pulling through, bro. Okay, we're at the auction now. Here we go, chat. We're gonna start the auction. Good luck to you guys. Dude, whoa, hold on. I was about to say, the Chiefs were buying out both. Holy shit. Grandy's are fucking dying. Where do we even go? You guys just have to increase defiance, which, you know, you're doing well so far. Nothing wrong so far. Save your money, Grandies. Interesting. Did you drink water? I did. I've got a bottle here that I might actually pull out now again. Holy shit. Oh, crap. Okay. Alright. Military increased for the barons, and authority raised by the chiefs. The Northern Chief God Speakers have uncovered an ancient prophecy. Let me guess, you think it's all fake? Of course it's fake. Nothing those pagan gods have ever said or done is real. This is but one of countless myths used to justify the behavior of immature heathens. What she means to say is the chiefs plan to use the prophecy to justify unseating you. True or not, many Northerns believe it. So what does it say? The prophecy tells an authoritarian monarch who was overthrown by a northern warrior, the savior of the pagans, known by names such as the Thronebreaker, the Sword of Valor, or the Lord Render. That's you, by the way, the authoritarian monarch, not the Lord Render. The prophecy calls for the collapse and death of all false gods, including the ninth, whom KotC will lead into a bubbling cauldron disguised as a magical pond. So what do I need to do? We must strengthen the church in the north. Besides falsifying their prophecy, it might even save a few misguided northerners. The pagans still blindly worship their old gods, however. If we don't act soon, the kingdom will be lost. Okay. Interesting. Order priests to go to the north and decree the prophecy is false. I'm going to veto the option not. Keep in mind, chat, you don't want your enemies to win either. The Archbishop mobilizes the priesthood. Emergency sermons are held in every church across the kingdom, warning the faithfuls to stay vigilant against pagan lies. Hundreds of priests are sent up north to preach to the local populace, which naturally causes tension with the chiefs. You will hope it'll be enough. Okay. About your heir. Your marriage to Helaman has grown stale. Oh, you get along well, and you've made some good memories together, but there's no spark. She cares more about hunting innocent animals than your happiness. But spark or no spark, you still need an heir. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair. I'm very happy, thank you. Your happiness isn't as important as fulfilling your duty to the kingdom, but I'm glad you found a way to have both. Damn. You've done well so far, but something's still missing, an heir. You need someone young, whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do the trick, even if they're a bastard, or the youngest of your many cousins. Interesting. Well, hopefully my wife is up for it. My wife and I will have a child together. The traditional method, no one will object to that. I'll arrange for you to have a month off your ruling so you can get down to business. Okay, right. Interesting. Your Majesty, the Ashmedian ambassador is here. He is keen to negotiate the terms of a truce. We've had enough of this war. What will it take to achieve peace? Is it worth pursuing peace, Marshal? The Marshal takes your side beyond the ambassador's earshot. The kingdom's armies are stretched to a breaking point, and Ashmead still hasn't shown their true power. We're lucky that the Ashmedian citizens are demanding an end to this war. The Empire has endless manpower still in reserve. Let's not push our luck. What do the barons think? We've got them on the ropes. Let's march all the way to Ashmead and give them a hiding. This sounds like a matter for the council. If you value the lives of your citizens, bring this messy affair to an end. Okay. Holy shit. Okay. Interesting. Wow. That's a lot. Okay. Okay. I can't see the whole lot. Give me a second, chat. Let me... No, not that. Sorry, chat. Give me a second. There we go. Have a look there for a second. I think, chat... let's go for forcing the ambassador to concede land near the march. So the march get their land back. Oh, actually. Oh, chat, we can make Ashmead pay an immense tribute. Oh, but if we be forgiving... maybe that'll come back to us in a good way. We should get the march to have their land back, I think. Hungry. I'm sorry. Let me eat my food. There we go. What are you eating? Just some chips. Oh god. Your Chancellor unfurls the scrolls so long they could have comfortably used as a hammock. You and the ambassador both sign on the dotted line, and just like that, the war is over.
First order of business, of course, is the concessions. The March is giving some valuable territory on the Ashmenian border, filled with fertile soil and precious resources. Wow. After news of your victory spreads across the kingdom, you're a hero. Even the nobles can't deny that you did a good job. You took on the kingdom's oldest and most powerful enemy and won. But there are still whispers you should have pressed your advantage. Interesting. We could have taken Ashmead's capital with the monarch had just a little more spine. Nice. Deep in the south, a grandee paces back and forth along the balcony of his hillside villa. I'm told that progress is slow. How could they be so blind, trusting in that fool of a monarch after everything they've done? The grandee's aim is to raise other regions' combined defiance to 8 or more, ensure a region starts a rebellion. Far to the north, an ancient ceremony in a smoky clan hall reaches a fever pitch. Hef, the chief's claimant, sits atop the throne of bones, surrounded by god speakers chanting in forgotten tongue. And thus, with Morgana as my witness, I hereby crown you the queen in the north, the Lord Randa, soon to be queen of all the kingdom. Glory to the Lord Randa, chosen of Valtor. Glory to Morgana of the north. The assembled chiefs roar in chorus with each other. Steins are smashed against one another in celebration. Now we must bring down the false monarch in the south and fulfill the prophecy. The only question is how. Oh god. Really? Okay. Sick. I'll take it. Hey, gold. So it will be. Send out the word. Every citizen of the land must provide a goat for the butchering. But first we drink, in honor of the gods. More chairs are up through the clan hall. Come morning, there will be a lot of work to do. For the final stage of their scheme, the chiefs must raise their farming to at least 5. Somewhere in the march, Baroness Vermilla Navy sits at a banquet, gnawing on a greasy chicken leg. She and her fellow plotters discuss their scheme between mouthfuls. The palace watch won't accept our briberies. The treasury is practically overflowing. They don't need our money. And suppose they ran straight to the spy master to blab about it too. Damn our luck. Is this the end? The best investments are never profitable to begin with. We will bide our time and strike again when the monarch least expects it. They need to lower the treasury to 1,500 or less. Okay. Well. Don't tax us, we've been good. The only thing is, right? The only thing is you promised us Northerners. Chat. The common tax is more than fair. I'm not going to lower my wealth, because if I lower my wealth too much, then I will lose to the barons. I can't allow the barons to win, but I'm not going to tax anyone either. So, to be fair on everyone, I'm just going to leave it as it is. No taxes, no nothing. Just going to leave it as it is. Because then it's just 100 treasury minus 100 wealth. That's fine, I think. And the grandees have done literally nothing this whole game. Like, because the game doesn't give them anything to do, which is crazy. Oh, okay. Epic. 9th above, your holiness. One of the peasants from my estate discovered something extraordinary. I was lost in the desert herding these sheep, and I ran on the water. Then I swear I heard the voice of the ninth god in my ear. He said, "Drink and be sustained, for you are faithful." Then an oasis bubbled up from the dry sand. Are you sure it wasn't a hallucination? By the 9th, no. The water has healing properties. A single sip fixed my sprained ankle. A true miracle in the south. This is a marvelous news indeed. We must allow the kingdom's faithful to access these sacred waters. Nay, the whole world. Wait a moment. For free, your holiness? Okay. I'm gonna veto this option here. Really? This doesn't benefit anyone, but okay. The Archbishop huffs and grumbles that the sacred water should be used for higher things, but he can't argue with the council. The grandees set their peasants to work diverting the holy water to irrigate their farms. It proves a huge success and the fields flourish. The peasants call the whole area the breadbasket of the 9th. Okay. Sorry, I'm like eating, by the way. Your Majesty, the Archduke of Sal has invited you to his forthcoming wedding. Your attendance would help shore up relations between our two great nations. By the 9th, great nation? The Isle of Sal is nothing more than a nest of pirates and cutthroats. And I heard it isn't a proper marriage anyway. Your Archduke is marrying a fish. The groom is a finfolk, one of the denizens of the sea, perfectly sapient and actually amphibious. Well, the church doesn't agree with a man marrying a fish. We mustn't legitimize this farce by allowing the monarch to attend. I think we should, chat. But... I think, chat, let's go B. We'll not attend, but we'll send warm regards. We need B. Yeah, we do need B. You got to keep in mind, why are the others voting for what they choose? I'm relying on the barons for help here. Of course the grandees want that to be the choice. There we go. Must these regards be warm? Can't they be icy cold? I'll compose a polite refusal with accompanying congratulations. But it's a shame. This was our chance for real diplomatic progress. When the common folk of the south hear about the Archduke's wedding, they're broadly supportive of the union. Public opinion turns against the overly strict church. Oh god. After weeks of leading your baggage train along perilous mountain roads, you finally arrive at the snow-swept clan hall of Chief So. The hall is crammed with all of the chiefs in the north, sitting cheek to cheek along tables, groaning under the weight of food and ale. Welcome, your majesty, to my humble hall. Take a seat, grab a drink. It is customary at Winter Feast to exchange gifts with the host. What did you bring? Let's have a look. Silk pajamas. A champion warhorse. I feel like they would like that. Nothing? That's crazy. What do the barons want? They want farming up. No. A champion warhorse. Look at the beauty. A fine addition to my stables. Thank you, your majesty. After that, the feast lasts long into the night. The fires roar. The bards sing songs of the old days. And a lake of ale is consumed. A couple hours and you are extremely, extremely drunk. A little merry. As Winter Feast draws on and the snows pile up outside the doors, the moon in the hall turns raucous? Man, I'm terrible at that word. Your memory is blotchy, but you distinctly recall getting into a fight, taking part in a contest. At Winter Feast, the chiefs challenge each other to various games. You soon find yourself facing Sylvie in
a game of chess. It's a long and hard-fought game, but your mind is fogged by alcohol and you make some foolish blunders. Sylvie is gracious in victory. The next morning, the chiefs are scattered across the hall, groaning and nursing their hangovers. Your own hangover isn't too bad, but the thought of voyage home makes you wince. You bid farewell to the chiefs and begin the long, perilous journey back to the capital. Alright. Let's see. Let's remove that one there. It's called Royal Gamble. There we go. Okay, let's go with the Norse. What are you up to?
Your Majesty, I'm stunned, outraged, and incensed. I've been summoned to trial by the Inquisition on some nonsense fabricated charge that saying a group of church mercenaries went missing near Milan's. The weather's cold around there, anything could have happened to him. No one dares defend me on their own. They're too scared of the High Inquisitor. The trial is set, but the council must be intervening, Your Greatness.
Though she remains silent, the council is keenly aware of the High Inquisitor's steely gaze from across the chamber. Okay. Right. I'd say, chat, let's get a witness to defend Chief Megamo. Just makes sense to me. Suggest they pray for a good outcome is fucked up. Alrighty. You distribute a proclamation among the chiefs asking for the witnesses of Megamo's innocence. Nice. A northerner villager eventually comes forward saying she saw the missionaries heading in the direction of the frozen lake. Indeed, they're soon found to be wandering aimlessly through the featureless tundra, completely lost and snowblind but alive. With no dead missionaries, the High Inquisitor is forced to drop the charge and pay compensation to Mega Mimo, who sends you a small gift. Yippee!
Your Highness, Your Majesty, something most strange has occurred in the Ghost Sea. A new island has risen halfway between our shore and the island of Sao. The Finfolk raised it from the depths using no weird ocean magic. It's true, Your Majesty. The Finfolk raised the island to celebrate the marriage of their Prince the Archduke of Sao. They will gift it to him on the day of the ceremony. This is terrible news. That island is of immense strategic importance. We can't let it fall into Salish hands. Pay a wizard to sink the island. Oh my god, no. God. No. I would say A is probably the best. A would probably be the best to conduct secret negotiations with. Oh, if we negotiate with the Finfolk, we get like secret storyline with them. That would be sick. I'd love to talk with them about that. At least it'd be way more interesting than the other option. Yuri said A, go for A, bro. Oh my god, hungry. Got no hop to it. I don't care what you offer them. Get that island. Preparations begin for your clandestine visit to one of the Finfolk's undersea villages. Your chancellor's heard the magic reeds that allow the bearer to breathe underwater, but such a thing will take weeks to track down. At least that gives you time to prepare your underwater visit. Your Majesty, there's a problem at the cathedral that was recently built in the south. A dangerous outlaw by the name of Snake Eyes George was fleeing the city watch. After a decade-long crime spree, we were finally on the verge of catching him. But just before he's caught, he dives into the cathedral and proclaims sanctuary. According to law, we can't arrest him on holy ground. The audacity of Snake Eyes George to invoke holiness. I'm sure the church will look the other way in this case. We absolutely will not. The law of sanctuary is almost as old as the kingdom itself. As long as he remains on holy ground, this George is a child of the ninth under the protection of his mercy. I will not allow you to violate that, no matter the nature of this man's crimes. Knives preserve us. Right now, Snake Eyes George is living the high life. Priests are feeding him roast dinners and fluffing his pillows. Bro. Okay.
I'm gonna say, chat, let's repeal the law of sanctuary. I think that's for the best. Go B, everyone. The Grandees want A, just for reference. Chiefs, Barons, I need your help on B. I will remember this. I will remember this. Thank you. Praise the ninth. At last, criminals across the land will face proper injustice. Traditions of centuries of tradition thrown out the window, all for someone named Snake Eyes George. Snake Eyes George is dragged, kicking and screaming, out into the cathedral and hanged the next day for his crimes too numerous and horrible to mention. With the law of sanctuary repealed, however, dangerous criminals who have been hiding out in churches across the kingdom suddenly flee and take up their wicked ways once more. It's an unprecedented crime explosion. That's fine. Okay, let's go to our heir. Why am I always in the group that Fortsy hates? I don't hate any of the groups. What? Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. Should I die, I ask that my crown be passed to... Oh, my child. The assembled nobles break into polite applause. By designating an heir, you've cemented the stability of the kingdom. Your Majesty, may I be the first to congratulate you on the birth of your child. What is their name? Fortsy II. Thank the gods, Your Majesty. I'm sure little Fortsy II will grow up to be a chip off the old woodblock. Congratulations on finding heir. Now you just need to fulfill your ambition to win the game. Expect a visit from the Spymaster soon. Fortsy II. Speaking of baby, greetings, Your Highness. Some fine news from my peasants in the south. A baby has been born on your birthday, bearing a birthmark in the shape of the number 9. A fantastic omen. Perhaps we should mark the occasion. Let's just not let that one happen. You guys can do whatever you want with this one. What do you mean, Fortsy? What? You gotta keep in mind, chat, I've got enough money. Farming is something that's super situational for the chiefs. Lowering defiance is way... I mean, yeah, rising defiance is so much easier. Oh, praise the ninth. Ninth bless you, Your Holiness. The common folk will appreciate your generosity. There's another matter. That's permission to name the baby after you. What do you think of that, Your Majesty? The more Fortsies, the better. As long as the baby's no ugly. No, I'm the only Fortsy around here. The more Fortsies, the better. Praise be, I'll have my housekeeper give them the good news. Tam runs away. A child of the south named for you. Who knows what sort of person this baby will become. You can only hope you're around when you see it. The Finfolk send a stagecoach made from a giant clam pulled by seahorses. You equip your magic breathing reed and hide inside. The clam carriages plunge back into the beneath the waves, and you're whisked down into the murky depths. A few hours later, you arrive at an undersea citadel of kelp-woven huts. The prince meets you at a grand table formed of knotted coral. Tiny Finfolk sprawling swim around your legs as you sit. Greetings, Your Majesty. We are honored to have such a prestigious visitor. This place is amazing. A whale passes overhead, momentarily dousing you in shadow. So you're here to discuss my betrothal to Archduke Schomer, and the island I'm giving him as a dowry. Let's see. First of all, I must offer my congratulations. Thank you. Unlike most of my kind, I believe that Finfolk and Surface Folk, must get along. This wedding is the first step in that process. May I ask, why do you have to give him a dowry? That's a very small island. The Archduke had assured me it wasn't worth very much. After all, you surface folk have so much land already. Actually, the island's worth a huge amount to us. Oh, really? The Archduke told me differently. This new island could cause a war between your future husband and I. A war? Really? I can't risk that. It seems my betrothers misled me about the importance of this island.
Such deceit. He is not the man I thought him to be. I will have to call off the wedding. Thank you for clarifying things to me, Your Majesty. Why should I go so soon? Let's have a drink. No. No, I have a wife. I remember, chat. It's been a pleasure. Your clam coach spirits you back to the surface. As you wait onto the beach, you gasp for air. Air has never tasted so good. Congratulations, Your Majesty. I hear the wedding has been called off and the island is sunk beneath the waves. The grandees are most pleased. Oh, the grandees are pleased, huh? Doesn't sound like it to me. Yeah, no, chat. The moment that defiance is a thing, it's easy to stop that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, can we bribe you again? I don't want to say it, but fuck you, I guess. What the fuck, man? It's not my game. It's not my fault. The game has fucked you over. It's fucked you over pretty badly, unfortunately. Holy shit, I just looked over at the Chiefs funding the shit out of the... Oh my god, they need that farm. I taxed you the first time, okay? You gotta keep in mind, at the time, I needed money, and it wasn't just you, it was across the board. I did it to 2 groups, and only not to the Northerners, because the Northerners didn't win anything here. Alright, let's see. Your ambition, Archbishop's request. Okay. At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be a conqueror. You look like you plan to live up to those words. The kingdom's army is stronger than before. Holy shit, bro. Yeah, defiance might be not. But to shut down your noble schemes for good, we need to build on that reputation. Your advisors have ideas. We should crush these disloyal nobles, take command of their armies, and force them to submit. Or if you're looking to unite the nobles rather than smash them, you could declare war on the Ashmedi Empire for a second time. The nobles will forget their schemes if you provide them with another victory. Authority and military. My military is crazy. A wise decision, Your Majesty. I'll begin putting together my plans. But of course, it won't be easy. Your priority is raise your authority in the kingdom's overall military as much as you can. And of course, there can't be open rebellion among the nobles. Your Majesty, I wish to speak with you about the situation in the north. Too long have the Northerners been allowed to worship their heathen tree gods in brazen defiance of the ninth god. Allow me to send some of our best missionaries to the north. It's for the good of the realm. Okay. Wonderful, I'll make the preparations right away. The other regions on the list feel that you did not consult the council about the Archbishop request, but it doesn't stop the mission from going ahead. It's a success. The convince... Yep, perfect, lovely. The elderly Chief Majata, a cousin many times removed of Chief Cherry, died in her sleep. What? Cherry's... Oh, Chief Majata. Okay, a cousin of Cherry. Okay, alright. I'm sorry, friend of yours, not at all, Your Majesty. She was very wealthy, however, but she could have spent more time on her accounts. She died without a will, and the nobles are scrabbling for her estate. Chief Majata was my relative. I wrote to her at least once a year. Of course the estate should be mine. My late great-grandfather used to play backgammon with her. He swore she intended to leave it to our family. By Morgana's cauldron, that's a pitiful claim. Okay. Okay. Yo, Blue Politics, thank you. I think I'm going to... What are you guys thinking about doing?
Hmm. The people deserve the land. Let us vote for C. Okay. Okay. Give the estate to me. Actually, I don't know. Lower everything. Let's go A or B. For reference, that will increase the defiance on one and lower the defiance on another. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to... If you choose to raise defiance all the way, I get money. So... A girl have a house in this economy. Bro. Oh, this is close, chat. This is really oh. Okay, sick. Give the estate to Chief Cherry. Grandee Valet shakes her head, muttering with her friends about favoritism in the council. But Chief Cherry and the other chiefs are delighted. They even send you and the treasurer a gift basket as a token of their appreciation. Yippee! You trust the situation is resolved. Okay. See, the thing is, I want to lower your taxes, but you're all hell-bent on making sure that I don't win. So, I don't know anymore, chat. You know what? You dictator. Leave it, spare us, leave it be. Okay, Tax everyone, please. You like money. Blue, I see what you're trying to do. You know what? There you go, barons. You've done some redecorating in the throne room, anticipating your future as an iron-fisted tyrant. When the marshal walks in, she whistles appreciatively. I like what you've done with the place. Lots of chains and spikes. Is that a working Iron Maiden? I oiled the hinges myself. Very good, Amada Artificer looked after their tools. But that's nothing. You pull the lever in your throne, and a trapdoor opens just to the marshal's left. Beneath it is a pit full of writhing snakes, all deadly, of course. Ha! Classic! Let them try to vote against you now! She composes herself. I've been surveying the troops across the kingdom. The troops are looking good, Your Majesty. The marcher soldiers are angsty and eager for blood. Now the key is to make sure the armies are loyal to us, not to the region. Easier said than done, of course. I need to speak to the ordinary soldiers, grease some palms, smoke cigars, reminisce over old war stories. They don't respect the council any more than I do. But at the end of the day, Your Majesty, it'll come down to how much they respect you. That evening, she rides out to meet with the kingdom's soldiers. Oh my god, 100% on authority. When she returns, the marshal punches you in the arm so hard you almost puke. Did I do something wrong? Nothing at all. It's looking fantastic. The troops are with us. They're fed up with the council passing all these namby-pamby so-called laws. It's time for an iron fist to punch this kingdom back into shape. Over the next few weeks, soldiers across the kingdom mutiny against their commanding officers and swear fealty directly to the monarch. The nobles beg for a council session to discuss the crisis, but you put them off, blaming the renovations of the council hall. Of course, there's one person you can't avoid. Your wife. This is a thing to do, eh? Never thought you'd take control of the armies of my own homeland. If they wanted me to leave them alone, they shouldn't have schemed against me. I won't harm anyone unless they stand against me. I won't hurt anyone, it's just to make a point. They're not your people anymore. Dude, I have 10 authority, 10 stability, 10 military, 9 and 6. I won't harm anyone unless they stand against me. Well, I trust you to do what's right. At long last, after you're sure the armies of the kingdom are in the palm of your hand, you allow the next council session to go ahead. The final council session. The marshal stands at your right, flanked by a garrison of the city watch. What the hell? Whoa. Please put down the chair. Thank you, Blue Politics. God damn it, bro. Oh my god. Your honor guard flanks you on the other side, ready for anything. The nobles file in one by one.
Is that an Iron Maiden?
Most of them are looking nervous, but Baroness Andy Omen just looks angry.
Your recent conduct has been outrageous, Your Highness, unforgivable. Delaying the council session, secret meetings with our soldiers, violating the feudal contract. My top officers have been killed in this little mutiny of yours. Let's call a vote right now. I'm ready to deprive you of that crown. No, scratch that. I'm ready to deprive you of your head.
Oh dear. Oh dear. You say W Andy, but oh no. Pull your newly installed lever. The trapdoor opens beneath Baroness Andy Omen's feet. With a strangled shriek, she falls into the pit of snakes. There's a moment of silence.
Your Highness, I'm sure we're all delighted to be here.
Right, you lot. I don't think we need any more votes, do we? The monarch can take over from here.
Of course, Marshal.
Indeed. I wouldn't want to do anything unfortunate. As the nobles shuffle out between their tails between their legs, you let out a joyful cackle. A joyful laugh. Maybe some would describe it as an evil cackle, but those people would be dissidents, and you deal with them harshly. Without the council holding you back, your daily duties are so easy, so efficient. Your firm grip on the kingdom will secure an excellent future for little Fortsy 2 when the time is right. Your reign of terror is here, but your future has only just begun. And I win! Let's go! Yippee! The grandees continue to throw accusations of witchcraft and heresy at their enemies. Everyone gradually learned to ignore them. That makes sense. The chiefs decided that the time must not have been ripe. The prophecy was quietly forgotten by all except the god speakers who waited for the right omens to rise again. The Baroness' attempt to worm their way into the palace was uncovered, and a number of arrests were made. Baroness from the Middle Navy ended her life chained upside down to the dungeon wall. Monarch Fortsy's reign spanned another 15 blood-soaked years. The council couldn't define them, fearing a gruesome fate. It was a dark and fearful time for everyone, but the monarch, who seemed to enjoy themselves immensely, eventually when Spike and thumbscrews were involved. Holy moly. Monarch Fortsy the Cruel. What do you mean, L. Fortsy? Man. Oh man, I bribed the king, and a baron is killed. This isn't how campaign financing is supposed to work. That was great. Yo, Apples, thank you for the gifted sub to Blue Politics. Let's go. Chat, I won the game. That's awesome. Let's fucking go. Oh, that was great. The streamers are pressing the chat instead of the other way around for once, I guess. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Porch. Yes, finally. Next time, Fortsy. Fortsy catch. One time you had a wife and you win. This is saying something crazy. Whoa, Crypt, thank you for the 5 gifted subs out of nowhere. Holy moly. Thank you so much. Fortsy only won because everyone was scared of taxes. That's not true. People were scared of taxes last time, and I still won. They were actually more scared of the taxes last time. This time they were threatening me, like, Fortsy, you better not. You better not. It didn't work. Haha! Let's go! That was good fun. Sacrifice the grannies for that win. No, I just kept suppressing their dissonance for me. You made us poor, you ruined our plans, you killed our citizens, how dare you. Well, you guys were scheming against me, so don't act like you're innocent. The game and you are not giving us grannies a chance. It's because we didn't bribe them with subs. I didn't choose one or the other. We need to know a strategy. We can't let Fortsy win next time. Bro, I'm unsubbing you. Hey, no, what the fuck, man? He kept vetoing the Defiance options. Wow, I played the game strategically. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Wow. This is unfair. I kept trying, but all my plans kept fucking dying. Yeah, I played the game. I'm unfollowing. No, I'm sorry, okay? You should be nice. All factions need a plot against them next time. I'm gonna unfollow you, silly. No! What the hell, man? This is fucked up and evil. My faith in the gods was strong. Let's scheme in the Discord next time, bro. Gotta bribe him with subs? No! No, no, no. Don't worry, Fort Man. I'm subbed. I subbed for 6 months straight. Oh my god. Be nicer to us, Fortsy. God damn it. Oh my god, man. The mansplain manipulation manslaughter was strong on this one. That was good fun, chat. I really enjoyed that. Is Fortsy an Aussie? I heard a Nor. I am a Kiwi, but I live in Australia now. So yes, I have picked up a little bit of an accent from them. Yes. New Zealand, but I live in Australia. Kiwi, same thing. That's like saying a Japanese and a Chinese person are the same thing. That's not fair. God damn. Man. My god, man. Nuke Fortsy? No. Don't nuke me. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. We should explode Fortsy. That was good fun. Man, you were so unlucky. Dude, yeah, no, the Grandies got screwed over so bad. Like, even beyond myself, because I was just playing the game as I needed to. But, like, it was easier this game because everything that you guys chose... I was so confused by the Chiefs not choosing to lower their own defiance. It was at 0 already. You know what I mean? That was so easy for you guys to win. They fucked up the Grandies so hard. Dude, the Grandies just got screwed over by the game. Like, the defiance options were not great, but I also did play the game. You know, thumbs up. Thanks for the stream. We Grandies are doomed from the start. Holy moly, bro. It's Grandy over. Random fact redeemed? Oh, a random fact. Oh, boy. Whoa, Cheddar. What the hell? Thank you for the 5 gifted. W Cheddar. Holy moly. For reference, chat, we have 1 minute left on 35 gifted subs. 35% off gifted subs. Holy moly. W Cheddar. Hey, Spinachy Saba, thank you for your first time message. I appreciate that. Random message. We have a hype training coming? Really? Oh, sick. Let's fucking go. Yippee. Oh my god. Charlie with the 5 gifted. Holy moly. Thank you so much, Charlie. W Charlie. Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you, Charlie. Let's fucking go, man. Okay. A random fact about me. The random fact, let me think. I'm thinking, chat. I'm thinking. What the fuck? Cryptwalker, thank you for the 10 gifted. What in the fuck? Holy shit. Thank you? Oh my god. Are kiwis your favorite fruit? I do not like kiwi fruit. I do not like the taste of kiwi fruit. Then again, I haven't had kiwi fruit in a long time, but the way I view it, it's actually a good thing that I don't like kiwi fruit, because, you know, I'm not eating my own kind. Yeah, at least you know you won't eat. He does, yeah. No cannibalism. You don't like kiwi? No, I don't, unfortunately. Apples forever with the 5 gifted. What the fuck, man? Holy shit. You guys are nuts. What the fuck? Holy moly, bro. Are we gonna reach the top hype train? You guys are doing this really quick. We're already at level 6. That is fucking wild, bro. Thank you so much to Apples Forever, Crepwalker, Charlie, Cheddar, and Crepwalker again. I just want to scroll back through. Crepwalker again, Coraline, Mara, and a few others. Apedia, Whirlpool, Sioki, Iris. I want to just thank all of you guys for all of your gifted subs today. You have to be nicer to us next time? Okay, I will be nicer. But yeah, no, W to all the gifters. I really appreciate it. This would have been such a great bribe during the game. What is this? Rough ending. I hope something mildly unpleasant happens to you, like an egg falling on your head in an opportune time. That would be quite unfortunate, Blue Politics. Thank you for coming. If you haven't joined already, we have a Discord server where all of us hang out. It's pretty fun. Feel free to join through the links below, or through the chat. It's pretty fun there. We all hang out. Good fun. We do movie nights, which is pretty fun. You fit in right with us. Yes, I get bullied by my chat, so it's kind of a normality at this point. But no, I really appreciate all of you guys being here. Do keep in mind, we have the subathon coming up very, very soon, where more subs will be available for Dono, and it's going to be very fun. And I also have my birthday party coming up. Well, my birthday party is unrelated, but yeah. Subathon when? The subathon is going to be on the 23rd, which is going to be great. Birthday stream, yeah. And for everyone's notice, I'm also going to be doing an Undertale Genocide run fighting Sans tomorrow for my Sunday stream. Thumbs up, which is going to be crazy. I'm very excited for that. So yeah, but yeah, birthday, subathon, wait, no. Am I doing that tomorrow? Tomorrow. Was the Jenna... Wait, no, the Jenna run... Sorry, no. No, the Jenna run wasn't tomorrow. Sorry, wait. It's the collab tomorrow. No, sorry. Oh my god, my brain is not braining right now. Holy moly, bro. Give me a second. Fuck. My collab's tomorrow, yes. I am doing a collab. It's going to be very fun. Fortsy's too busy? No, I was thinking of last week. Sorry, chat. Completely... How many subs do you have now? 1,240 subs. My maximum was 2,225. Yes, but no, we have a collab tomorrow, which is going to be great. It's going to be me, Soliv, Benji, and Pilly, and we're all going to be playing Are We There Yet? Which is going to be great. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. Knock on wood. I am knocking on wood right now. It's just my desk. Hold on. There we go. Beautiful. But yeah, no, that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. We're doing that tomorrow. We're actually going to release the schedule very soon for the next week. Actually, I'm just going to quickly check something. Give me a second, chat. Give me a second, chat. So yeah, we're gonna have a stream tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for that. So excited for RV there yet. Who would crash out tomorrow? Oh, dude, I have no clue how that's gonna go, like, at all. I'm kind of scared. I will need to juggle multiple chats tomorrow. We're actually trying to see if we can get the chats combined together, because that would make it easier for streaming purposes. That is the plan, at least. To combine everyone together into one chat. Thumbs up. Combined chat, yeah. I'm gonna talk with them about it, see what we can do. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. Now, I will say, chat, tomorrow, if you do dono to me, if I don't respond, it's because I don't want to sound rude in front of the others and, like, fuck up by, like, saying, thank you for the gifted to my channel, and then, like, they're just sitting there, like, listening to it. So, if you do gift, I will acknowledge it, but I will probably, like, not be as consistent responding to them all. Thumbs up. So yeah, just letting you guys know that's pretty much how it's going to be tomorrow. Guys, I just want to say again to my gifters in general, thank you so much. We can do it at the end if you want. I don't mind. I do not mind whenever you do. I just won't be able to respond every single time, that's all. Just due to the nature of it all. Focus on the collab, yes. I've got to focus on the people. But yeah, no. Hype train success. Yippee, what did we get? We got sweating emote. Nice. But yeah, no. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Level 7. My lord, guys. If you get a share chat, they will see if you get gifted. Oh, no. It's more just like in the middle of us talking, I just like interrupt. You know. If you can get a message pinned about that, if ever. Yeah, absolutely. We also don't know if we're going to be able to have a shared chat. So we're trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out if that will be working and available and all that good stuff. So yeah. But just want to say thank you guys. I really appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you for appearing at the stream today. Thumbs up. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm pretty much done with the stream today. So thank you all guys hugely for coming here. Thanks for the great stream. Of course, absolutely. So thank you guys. I really appreciate you all being here. Thank you for the stream. Of course, absolutely. And yeah, I will see all of you at the collaboration tomorrow with the others. So thank you.